Yes. All right. So I'm gonna do a quick introduction, and then we'll get started. If my mouse would like to cooperate with me. There we go.
I wonder if we could do... probably not.
Your mouse is on strike.
All right. So, guys. So, welcome to what I've started to term Main Chat Nerd Night, where I have a couple of people from Main Chat. We're playing a bunch of Dungeons & Dragons characters. The system we're playing is 5th edition, if anyone's familiar with that. And why don't we go ahead and get started? So, the introduction to this, so this is our first session with this group. So we are starting a brand new story. Every one of these characters, for one reason or another, has found themselves on the wrong side of the law. In the kingdom of Sundi, which is a relatively young kingdom on the continent of Flanaes. So their law system is relatively immature. Unfortunately for these four, they found themselves victim to a blind court. They were captured, tried, and convicted without having any say in the proceedings. They find themselves today in a warehouse-like building. There's no real features around the room, and they are each chained up against the wall. And if I can find my marker, this is where our story begins. We have our warehouse-like building
just gonna...
here.
I set your traps.
Well, that would be a little bit difficult considering that you are chained.
Oh, wait, nah.
Here
So what you're saying is a chain trap?
Here in this room. So, guys. So here in this room, the room is relatively stark and featureless. The building is actually about probably 30 feet tall, just a big empty building. There's some shelving units along the opposite wall, currently empty, but have shown signs of relatively recent use. Going around, we have members from Main Chat here. We have Lemonhearts, Omnius, murican, brony, and Meganought. What would you like to do?
I'm just checking that all the spells I have, and just asking, would I have spells prepared already, or can I not? All right.
The way clerics work, yes, you would have spells prepared.
I'm a wizard.
We're going to assume
He's a wizard.
So yes, wizards either way. Wizards have spells prepared. We're going to assume this is post long rest. It's been a rough couple of days. You haven't gotten a great rest, but you also haven't cast any spells since the last time you've long rest. Okay.
All right.
Here in this room, you have unfortunately been stripped of most of your belongings and are currently covered in a set of rags.
All right. So
you can see sunlight streaming in from this side.
I'm looking at what detect magic is, and it doesn't say it needs any. I think detect magic needs like hand movements. Like, are my hands bound?
Your hands are currently bound.
All right.
Where did I put this? There's the spell cards.
All right.
If it says S, then it's semantic, and that requires you to be able to move your hands.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I had to make sure.
Somatic, yeah.
Yeah. That's why.
V means vocal. You need to have your voice, and most spells need your voice unless you have something that says otherwise.
Yep.
There are very few silent spells.
It just had to make sure.
Okay. So, as I'm dangling from the chains, I look over to the other three.
As I'm learning your voices, guys, if you could just tell me who is talking.
Oh.
All right.
So Kledash
Okay.
is hanging from his manacles. He looks over to the other three, sort of with an annoyed look because he's not happy. He's shackled up. He looks over at me. He says, "So, what do you guys do?"
I killed a dude.
Tarin looks over and says, "Well,
So-
I just stole something."
So Kledash, you see, is at the front of here. You see in front of you a black Dragonborn, not altogether common in this part of the world. And the other three are human.
Yeah, and
Are we all human? Oh shit, we're all human.
Except Kledash.
Except,
What are they-
except Kledash.
I wanted that extra feet, bitch.
I just took it because
All right,
it gave
so-
me better stats.
Okay, so
Anyways,
let's
back in character.
come back.
All right. And if I checked the wiki right, black chromatic dragons are
So you
evil.
wouldn't, you
Don't
wouldn't know
mess a
that.
game.
You wouldn't know that. Your character wouldn't know that unless you want to
Alright.
roll an intelligence check to find out.
Yeah, I'll roll an intelligence check.
Okay. Actually, roll an Arcana. Roll a Nature check. Actually,
Oh, wait, what's my?
Which
I
is-
need to
which
check
is-
my stat.
which is intelligence based anyway.
Okay,
so if you don't
I
have
have
proficiency,
3.
it's gonna be intelligence. So
Yeah, so let me go grab the dice roller. So, all right, 1d20 plus 3. Let's see what I got.
You
I
rolled
got a 7.
you've heard of dragons. You know that some dragons are evil. You know that some dragons are good. You can't unfortunately recall off the top of your head which is which,
All right then.
or what
Yeah,
the distinction even is.
all right then. So yeah, I just treat him like a normal person. Yeah, fair enough. I just tell him I stole. To be honest, like
Deimos is gonna look over. Wait, where is Tarin relative to Deimos?
Tarin is. Hold on. Sorry.
To my right? Is he to my right?
Tarin is here.
Oh, it's to my left. Okay.
Yeah.
Deimos is gonna look to his left and he's gonna scoff at him. He's like, "Wow, well, wow, is the country really fucked up that they'll jail people for anything?"
I guess. I mean,
Now, as you're having this
feeling isn't
conversation,
exactly right.
as you're having this conversation, you do hear a couple of sets of footsteps approach. They don't enter, but you can hear that they've stopped in front of the door.
All right.
Okay, I make my voice really boomy loud using thaumaturgy. Let us out of here, you fools! I do not even know what crime I've been accused of.
All right. Fortunately for you, vocal only. So as your voice rings out, you can actually see the rest of you look up and you see dust shaking from the rafters of this building. And from the force of this, you almost expect the doors to be, which are currently closed, you almost expect the doors to be blown open. They're not, but it wouldn't have surprised you. One of the doors opens up, the one that's actually further from you here, and a head peeks in. Oi! Cut that shit out! You know you can't use magic. And then he looks at who cast the spell, who actually was performing the magic, which is someone on this side. He doesn't know who, but someone on this side.
I cut the spell and say, "Well, I do not know even what crime I've been accused of."
Well, that's a damn shame, innit? And he ducks out and closes the door behind him.
Kledash turns to Calder and says, "Man, you got a set of pipes on you."
Blasted fools! I've done nothing wrong.
And here come the accents.
The only way to determine
Now it
character talk and real talk.
you hear
I-
you
yeah, I
hear
think I'm-
the footsteps rapidly receding.
What an
Alright.
asshole!
Aye, you be telling me that.
Passives. Oh boy. Now
Wait.
as you're okay.
Not that's semantic. Never mind.
So somatic.
Yeah, I was just making
Yeah.
sure before I checked. I have to check all my spells that I have. And if I remember, the cantrips don't need to be prepared.
Cantrips you always have,
Correct.
yeah.
Cantrips are a type of spell that's just fixed in your mind. You always have them prepared.
All
That's
right.
so simple. That's why I was able to cast that one. That one is
Right.
a cantrip.
Exactly.
But
Thaumaturgy is a
did I
cantrip.
hear that-
They don't
Out of
burn
curiosity,
spell slots.
did
Say
I
again?
hear that door lock? He just closed it. Did it lock behind him?
Roll perception.
Roll d20 plus 5. What's the d20s? Shit. What's this command? Oh, that's... Okay.
Oh yeah, it's nope, just exclamation point and then D20 plus whatever is how the command works on this one.
Oh, shit. I can't edit it.
Nope,
Just
doesn't
type
work
it
that
again.
way.
Let's type it again.
Close enough. 17. Oh,
Okay,
no,
so-
plus 5. Plus 1, so it's...
Regardless,
Uh,
that's more than enough.
19. 21.
Regardless, that's more than enough. No, you did not hear it lock.
Sweet. I opened the door.
You are currently chained up.
Thaumaturgy!
Thaumaturgy,
Hey.
Thaumaturgy doesn't have a physical effect. It's just really fucking loud.
You can open the door with thaumaturgy. Open or close unlock doors.
You
I'm
can
reading the
instantaneously cause
D&D
an
wiki.
unlocked door or window to fly open or slam shut. Yes, you can. As
Yeah.
a result of
Yeah, it does.
thaumaturgy, so you cast thaumaturgy again, and the door actually they open inward, so both doors slam open, and you actually see two figures conversing quietly in front. One of whom was the guard you saw before, the man you saw before, and the other is not someone you recognize. Very scrawny sort of individual, very short, very willowy, probably one of the thinnest people you've ever met. Human, sort of unkempt, blonde hair. You see he's wearing a set of what appear to be plain blue robes. And as the doors blow inward, both of them just look over, and they see the four of you still chained up. But the guard here actually reflexively goes for what looks like a club on his side. It's on the side facing you, on his left side. And you see the other man turn and raise one of his hands.
Would you mind telling me what crime I appear to have committed, you bloody bastards?
Now would you mind going on text to speech, push to talk if you could? I don't know who that is, but push to talk, please.
It's
So
murican.
this one here, the guard that just like stares at you and gives you a look. The second one lowers his hand, says, we weren't told. We just know that, I mean, no, you can't, you're prisoners. And you can tell this man
Deimos
is
Deimos
quite
is
young.
laughing at him.
Right, and as you're laughing at him, a scowl sort of goes over his face, and he glances at the other guard, and the guard actually does also start suppressing a laugh as well.
I cast thaumaturgy again to make my voice about as loud as it was before. Listen here, young laddie-o. I have been accused of no crime.
As you shout, the wizard points at you, and your voice rings out at the normal volume. It does not.
Well, I yell
ring out
anyway,
loud.
so it's fine with me.
So he has a counterspell. All right.
So the wizard now, excuse me, he's not a wizard. The man in the robes walks in, with the guard trailing behind, and you hear a second set of footsteps outside and a second guard. This is the one who peeked his head in. And he looks at all of you and says, listen, you can't stay here. You're not going to stay here long. But we also know that... He looks about, and he now turns and he looks right at you, Kledash. And he doesn't... It's not a look of fear, but a look of unfamiliarity. And he continues talking. People can't know who you are because it would be dangerous for you and for us. So I'm just going to... And he spins his hands around, and nothing happens. Seemingly nothing happens. He turns and he looks at the other two. Actually, let me double check because I have to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. MNOP QR. There we go. Where is it? There we go. So each of you make a charisma saving throw, please.
All right, let me just double check my charisma stat.
So that is so what?
Oh,
It's
shit.
D20
Roll it.
plus charisma.
Yep, roll it.
Charisma mod.
Yep, roll a d20, add your charisma
Okay, so
modifier.
D20 plus 2.
Oh.
16, okay. 17, 16, 17, 16. 15.
Oh, I don't
Okay.
know how this is gonna go.
So, again, seemingly nothing happens. He turns and he looks back and he looks directly at Calder, actually,
Of course he does.
and he shrugs and he turns to the other two. Bring them down now. And then you feel. Now I have to make sure that I'm doing this other spell correctly because I didn't grab the spell card like an idiot.
Oof.
Hardly my pro.
Here it is.
I've never had the spell cards.
Could I have each of you, and he raises his hands, both of his hands up in the air and brings them both down at the same time as he chants words that unfortunately you're not familiar with. And each of you make a wisdom saving throw, please.
You're talking about Deimos and Tarin?
Oh, nice.
Everybody make a
Everybody.
wisdom
This
saving
is
throw.
actually
saying
something
everybody.
in my character's
Oh my
wheel.
god! Shit!
Call, you just need an exclamation point in front.
I fucked it up.
Shit!
So we got a 5, a 23, okay?
I've already added the 5. Why are you adding, making it 23?
We have a 5,
Oh,
23,
it is saying it says 23 there.
9, and 19.
I
Okay.
don't like this mod.
So Kledash and Deimos, you both feel your arms, your ankles and hands locked together. The rest of you is unaffected, but you feel your hands and arms locked
I
together.
pretend to make my hands and feet look together in the same way that they do.
Okay, make a deception check.
What's deception? It is
Roll a d20, add your deception modifier.
+2.
It's a charisma. It's charisma based.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Your hands and feet go together. You place your hands and feet together. Now Tarin,
Yes.
they notice that your hands. He notices that your hands and feet are not bound, and he motions with his head. The two other men bring a set of manacles out. Which one are you? Tarin, you are this one.
He's the between. He's right.
Yep. They go up to you and they latch on a pair of manacles to your hands, which are already bound, and a second pair of manacles to your feet. As you look down, you notice something very interesting. Those are not your legs.
What are they?
And as you turn to look at the rest of the group, it seems that all but Calder are no longer in the appearance of what they were before. As the manacles clasp against your ankles, they too disappear. You could feel them against your skin, but they become invisible.
Huh.
Okay?
You might go this way would just be looking around, wondering like if anyone understands what's going on. Because
What are we all looking like right now?
So actually, let me take a look. I actually wrote this one down, believe it or not. Let's see. Deimos, you all of your hair has been shaved off. Your face is you have a very dark complexion. You have 3 scars along your left eye, and your hands look very rough hewn. The clothing that you're wearing is roughly the same clothing you were wearing before, perhaps a little bit differently, but it is the same type of clothing.
Okay.
Kledash, you have the appearance of a regular human male. Your complexion is very light. You have almost flawless skin, which is just something that you've never experienced in your entire life. As you look down at your feet, your feet would normally end in a set of clawed toes are now just regular human toes. You wiggle your toes experimentally. Your claws are still there, but you appear to be a human. I believe it was Calder that made his save.
I presume so.
Yes, I think it was Calder made a save. And then Tarin, the same to you as well. But in your case, your ring finger on your left hand is missing. You look down and you make a fist, just experimenting. You can still feel your ring finger, but it does not appear to be there. Okay? Now, as they clasp the manacles, they both step back, look at the man over here who nods, and then they each go sort of in turn and unlock the manacles that are up above, and they all step away.
Insight check.
What are you looking for?
I want to check what. Whatever, like the guy who comes over to me and unlocks me, I want to have a look and see whether or not he means me harm. That kind of shit.
Remind me who's speaking, I'm sorry.
That is Calder or
Thank you.
Meganought.
So Calder. Sorry, I just don't know your voices yet.
That is perfectly fine. Insight is +5. That is not how I do that.
So you got a 20.
I forgot to put the exclamation mark.
Yes.
I do not like this system. +5. There we go.
Okay, so
14.
14. The man, as he looks down at you, and he very carefully unclasps, just turns the key and it just comes right undone. He doesn't look like he has a malicious intent, but he's definitely keeping an eye on you. Roll
Good for
a
him.
sleight of hand check for me. Excuse me, not sleight of hand. Roll deception. Just a straight deception.
That is another +2. I've only got so much in deception. Yeah.
Oh, is the stream over?
9, 11. So I
I'll
probably
go
fucked
fix
that up,
right
didn't
now. So 11. Now,
Oh, I forgot. I forgot if I put in my proper bonuses. Does Urchin give me bonus in like sleight of hand and such? Because I forgot to put my proficiencies down because I was a moron.
You're the one who's gonna have to check that yourself, bud.
I don't know off the top of my head. I can look it up. But
You're gonna have to look it up yourself.
I'm looking at the wiki right now.
But that being said, so
You know, problem.
your 11. Unfortunately, as your hands come free, they part slightly, and the man takes one hand and closes both of your wrists and pushes you up against the wall, and says, "Oi!
Ah!
This one got free."
What you doing, you fool? Unhand me!
Okay, and this one's.
I don't
I
feel like
whip around.
I do not.
Concentration.
I'm not really restraining. I probably just have my hands on his.
Hang on, I just need to double check. Okay, cool. It's not a concentration. Excellent. So
Kledash looks over at
so
the
be-
wizard.
hold on, because you
sorry.
were the first one to be unlocked. At the moment, nobody else has been unchained. The wizard drops both of his hands, and all of you feel your arms and legs become mobile again. And he sits for a moment and concentrates and actually pulls out something. You can't see what it is, but he pulls out a small object and he holds it in both of his hands. And he whispers a couple of words to it, and he looks up at each of you individually. I would like each of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw, yes.
Aye.
Okay, 23.
16.
And 5.
Two
Oh
fives.
no.
2 5s.
Goodness.
Ooh, woo.
Alright,
Damn.
so everybody's...
I have a feeling I'm in danger.
Congratulations, Calder, you made it again. Everybody's arms and ankles and wrists, including, I believe...
The one who was manacled.
I believe Kledash.
Everyone except me.
I believe Kledash, you also made the save last time. Everyone's ankles and
did.
legs, except for Calder's, locked together again. Okay?
Hurry up and get on with it.
Calder, again, you do not feel your arms and legs bound.
I don't think I'll have the opportunity to do that because I wouldn't necessarily know he was doing it this time. Also, I'm currently being restrained. I wouldn't want to pretend.
Okay.
Like,
so
he's got his hands on me. He'd
that's-
probably notice it a lot more, so I'm not going to bother this time.
Okay, so in this case, they look at you again. They see that your ankles have not snapped together.
Your foul magics have no power over me.
And this one glances over at the other one, who runs outside You hear chains clinking, and he runs back in and produces a second set of manacles. They first manacle your arms, and then once your arms have been manacled, they manacle both of your ankles. Okay? Now you have been released from the wall, but you are being held by him. He has a hand on your wrist manacles. Okay?
Bloody bastards!
And
I've
he
had no
goes-
crime.
And he goes around and he unlocks
I don't
Each of
think they
you-
care.
each of you in turn. And he's sideways, but they unlock each of you in turn, each of you who are now being held. Okay?
Kledash looks over at the wizard and says, "Man, why are you doing this to me? Is it because I'm a dragon?"
He doesn't look at you. You can see actually a bead of sweat sort of running down the side of his face. He makes no effort to push it away, but he is maintaining a stance with both of his hands up, with two of his fingers sort of curled into a circle. Okay? And he says, "Well, that's the best we're gonna get." So, and he sort of motions towards the door with one arm. Okay. And now each of you, almost as if you were not in control, stand up stiffly. You're actually being pulled by your ankles and your wrists. Okay? And
I'm not.
you're not quite dragged
fine.
exactly, but you are being carried. And the spell sort of pulls you forward, one of your feet shifts forward, and then the other foot shifts forward, and so on. So you're almost penguin walking along this trail. And interestingly, Kledash is bringing up the rear here. You see, oops, he's facing the wrong way. You see Tarin appears to be walking normally. Each of the people in front of you appear to be walking normally. And as before, the manacles are no longer visible. Okay? And you start getting pulled out the door. You come
Wouldn't
out...
it be visible on me? I passed that save. Or are they special
yes,
manacles?
you did. Yes, you did. My mistake. So you do have visible manacles. My mistake. And as they
Is
go
there
along,
any way I can tell like what spell is being used? Like any sort of rolls I can make to try and understand what's going on?
the spells? Yeah, you can roll an Arcana check.
All right, let's see. Let me go check my modifier real quick.
It'll be your...
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
Pro
I'm
tip,
new.
have your character shoot up.
that's fine.
Yeah, I have it up right now.
it's
I just need to
intelligence
like put it in half. Yeah, it's plus I have it like as proficiency, so it's
fine. So it's
D20
intelligence
plus
2.
5.
Yep.
And I got an 8,
you rolled an 8.
so I failed. I
Unfortunately, this magic is not the type of magic you're familiar with yet. It is definitely arcane. You do recognize the you don't recognize the language, but you definitely recognize the sounds that are flowing out of this man's mouth as being arcane in nature. He's not invoking the spirit of a god.
All right.
And as you pull along, actually you are going to be between them. All right, this man here is sternly looking at you to make sure that you're walking ahead, walking in lockstep
Me.
with the rest of them.
Me.
This is sorry.
Calder.
Yep, Calder. You're being watched very closely, and both of the guards now have their hands on what appear to be clubs on the strap to their left side.
Good for
Okay.
them. I don't
As
need
they
clubs.
make their way down, I just need to check the range on one of these spells real quick. 60 feet, and I should really just get these spell cards out, but
That would be a good idea.
good ideas and and 30 feet. Okay. Oh wait, no, it's not concentration, so it's 30 feet to cast, and then it's up to 8 hours. Anyway.
Oh, it's just no concentration at all. Damn it, that's good, that plan.
One of them is well, so you do know. Remind me of your class. I'm sorry.
I'm a cleric.
Cleric, right? So you do know that the nature of spells, you can only keep one spell up at a time. You can cast other spells in that time frame, but if you want to hold more than one spell at a time, you can't actually do that unless you have some sort of magical focus or an extra aid to keep that other spell up. So either one or perhaps both of these spells do not require that the caster be concentrating on you. This is
Interesting.
This is something you would know based on your knowledge of the way your divine spellcasting works. You do not necessarily know it applies to these spells, because this is not your domain of magic. Okay.
Fair enough. I haven't even done any rolls on that, so that's fine. I didn't even ask the question, but thanks for the free information.
That's just something you would know as a spellcaster. As a spellcaster, you would just know that stuff.
True.
So you actually make your way out into this one. You make your way out into a village. What appears to be a village. You see across the way. I'm not going to draw these, but you see across the way. It's a small footpath, maybe 10 feet across. You see across from you is another one of these large warehouse-like buildings. It looks very similar to the one you just left, so you can only assume that it's the same inside. As you walk out, the young man steps out in front of you. This does focus on you, but his hands are now down at his sides. And you walk down a path.
You daft? What are you doing, you daft fool?
He doesn't respond to you. He looks at you.
Probably taking us to our execution.
He makes eye
I
contact,
glare.
but he doesn't respond. I'm going to draw just a very small scale version of the route that you take as you're being pulled along, either by magic or through being intimidated by these two guards.
Intimidation is a strong word.
Able to speak while they're under this spell.
Let me phrase. They think they're being intimidating.
They're really not. But fine.
So you came from a path that joined another path that moves up this way. You walk along. Oops. Let me make sure I have this up correctly. There we go.
Damn it, why do all the combat spells require me to use my hands? God damn it.
To a almost as if they were intending for this very thing.
Damn, those clever designers.
You come to a circular road with a small column, maybe 15 feet tall in the center. They bring you around it to another very small path that leads down, and as you're walking down this trail, you start to hear the sounds of water. You hear waves crashing up against the shore, and you eventually come to a beachhead.
No, you're gonna drown us, are you?
Now, on that beachhead are actually a number of individuals. I just need to go grab the thing out of my tackle box here. On this beachhead, you see a number of individuals. You see 3 individuals. You see one. Let me actually draw this one because this will be helpful. You come up to a beachhead. About here is where the water meets the sand. You see a dock about 10 feet wide, extending out into the water.
Beachhead with a 10-foot dock. Can I tell what the races of the 3 people are?
The races of the 3 people. You see one person sitting off to the side on their own. They have a raven on their shoulder. They are not a race you are familiar with, but they look almost like a demon. You see a dwarf and a human sitting at the foot of the dock, and there are 3 humans standing on the dock. One human down who is conversing with the human and the dwarf, and the other 2 are stepping back. You see a very large boat in the water with its rear to you. Not connected, not roped to the dock, but it is there. It's actually a little bit wider than that. It's about 30 feet wide. Okay, and as you walk up, your group makes their way up, and the magic stops you, and it lifts you up slightly, almost pulling you up onto your toes. You hear the man at the end of the dock. So these two have broken off down here. This man, okay, has drifted back, but is still within eyeshot. Okay. And as you come up to this group, actually it's this way, backwards, there we go. The man at the end of the dock goes, "Oi, you mind?" The human turns around, and they both part to allow you to pass. As soon as they do, the magic again tugs you through, and at this point, the man steps back up onto the dock, and the magic tugs you up onto the dock, and you come to a stop just about at the end of the dock. Now, this I didn't I didn't give myself enough room, unfortunately, but this dock is about 35, probably about 45 feet long. Very, very long dock. This is only the first 25 feet of it, but you're going all the way down to the end of the dock because I was an idiot and didn't use any of this available space up here.
You fool!
No one's-
Fool!
You
No one-
blasted fool!
No one says anything to you, and after a moment, a head peeks up. This is the boat over here. A head peeks up. You can see actually the sunlight shining off of its metal cap. There's a metal cap on that person's head. They don't say anything. They just wave, and the furthest person down the dock waves back. And at which point, a very large, what's the word I'm looking for? A very large ramp descends from the dock and lands on it with a crash. And then the magic begins pulling you again and pulls you up to the ramp and starts turning you towards to go up onto the boat. Okay. At this point, each of the three men. So as the as the ramp descends onto the dock and hits the dock, the center man falls into the water. And as you're pulled up onto the boat, you can hear him sputtering and struggling and making their way back to shore. Okay. And once you get onto the boat, which I will redraw in a moment, as you get onto the boat, you can feel now your hands, your wrists and ankles suddenly become free again. You can see the ramp itself is now being drawn up, and you're now on the deck of the boat, seemingly alone. You do not see the man that peeked up above.
My character just kind of shakes his wrists out a little bit after having his wrists like literally magicked together to not be able to move them, just so he can make sure everything's working right.
Yeah, this was a good 3 or 4 minutes. So, yes, you shake out your hands. Everything seems to work fine. All of your parts are in, the parts where they're supposed to be. You look around and you notice that you still have, interestingly, that same appearance.
Can I try and roll Arcana on the manacles?
Sure. Go ahead.
Alright, let's do that now.
I'm the only one wearing manacles. No, the dragon is also wearing them because they put.
Two people are wearing manacles.
Yeah, because you didn't take them off him.
Mm-hmm. They didn't take them off him to bring him onto the boat.
Why is my Arcana luck always this bad?
You rolled a whopping 7. You don't feel any magical energy. You don't feel as if the manacles are magical in any nature. But unfortunately, the absence of feeling something does not necessarily imply the absence of something. So, as you step onto this boat, 2, 4, 6, 7, there we go. It's about 35 feet wide. You step onto the deck of this boat.
I have horrid luck with Arcane right now.
The arcane winds do not favor you this day.
I like to keep my feet grounded.
The boat is about 150 feet long. You see that there are 2 large masts.
Did you draw the boat, then count the numbers? Did you draw the boat, then count the number of squares, then say it's 150 feet long?
It's
Or did
145. I wanted to make sure that I actually counted it. I drew it out correctly. That's all. And there are a pair of masts, one at the front and one at the rear. The rear mast is somewhat significantly taller. Okay. And between the two masts, there appears to be a trapdoor of sorts. One of the doors is open and sort of up and swung open. The other is closed. And you hear from down below a couple of footsteps, but you don't see anything. Bearing in mind, manacles don't keep your hands and wrists together. They just keep them in the same general area, so you can't necessarily get your arms wide enough to cast a spell, but you can move your arms and legs, and you can still walk relatively normally.
You got me hoping. You got me hoping that I could try something.
Depends on the spell.
Kledash.
For those of us who aren't physically shackled, do we have completely free movement?
You have full range of motion.
Full range of motion. Okay.
Kledash looks around, and then he
Wait,
just says,
was I manacled? Wait, yeah,
No.
because of the first. Okay, I'll make sure. Okay, I made sure. Can I cast detect magic? Can I try casting detect magic?
You don't have to try. If you want to
I was
detect
gonna say,
magic,
you-
you just cast the spell detect magic.
All right, I was wondering because like
I'm not going to stop you.
it used to like yeah, I will cast detect magic on
It's verbal
to
and
make
somatic.
sure. Yeah, I cast detect magic.
Okay. You do feel the magic surrounding those of your companions that are now under the influence of this visibility shield, this illusion, but you don't detect that they are specifically magical themselves. It is of the illusion school. You can tell it is clearly an illusion, not a transmutation, because I believe you know that the parts of you that were changed didn't actually change. Penetrate most barriers. The stone, skull, metal. Okay. And as you're casting this spell, it's not a particularly quiet spell. It is a verbal spell. You hear from down below the footsteps coming up, and they do come, and you see a figure of a humanoid male with the metal cap over his head. And as you turn to look at him, you do detect a faint blue aura. You're not sure the nature of what kind of magic it is, but you do feel that there is some kind of magic centered around the cap. Magic. And you learn at School of Magic, if any. I believe it would be evocation. Hang on one second, I just need to make sure. Oh, abjuration. You do note that there's an abjuration spell on the metal cap. The man turns and looks at all of you and says, in common, hello, and welcome to, well, the boat's name does not matter, because you won't be on it long. Where you're going matters more. I would like each of you...
Then where are we going then?
Oh,
Then where? Like
Well,
Tarin asked, then where are we going?
You're going to Hestmark Prison, my friends. And he sort of points out across the bow of the ship, out this way, and you can see you wouldn't need a. Oops. I just realized.
Tarin responds, "This sounds about right."
I forgot to change my thing on Twitch, but anyway, as he points, you can look over the bow of the boat, and you see a very large lake in front of you. And at the end of the lake, as you're being directed to point, you can see a set of two rivers that go out from the back end. The lake is fairly sizable, but so are
Can
the
I test
rivers.
Arcana on this dude's cap, or just one last test of the Arcana, see if anything's.
It wouldn't be a spell, but you can do Knowledge Arcana if you would like.
Yeah, I know.
You can
That's what I was gonna
Arcana
do. I was
check.
gonna roll. 7 again.
Let's roll the 7. It's magic, but unfortunately, it is not anything that you're particularly familiar with.
As this is all happening, Deimos is going to be slowly, very, very slowly, backing towards the edge of the ship.
There we go. I forgot to change my update information. There we go. I just fixed our... On Twitch it said Thursday still. Say again? Sorry.
As all of this is happening, Deimos is going to be very, very slowly edging his way towards the, or slowly, very slowly backing up, edging his way towards the edge of the ship.
Towards the rear of the ship? Okay.
No,
So,
not the rear,
just
just the edge, yeah. Yeah,
Just the edge, so out towards the water.
towards
and
the water,
the-
yes, correct.
As... Are you attempting to be stealthy about this, or are you just doing it?
I will attempt to be stealthy about this.
Okay. Roll stealth.
With...
With disadvantage because the person you're trying to stealth from is looking straight at you.
Disadvantage is -2, correct?
Nope.
No
In-
disadvantages, roll 2d20s, and you take the lowest roll.
Ah,
in-
okay.
In
take the
5th
lowest-
ed, it's roll 2 t20s, take the lower.
Okay.
You still add your stealth modifier, but in this case, so it's
Okay, sure.
In the bot, it would be exclamation point.
I rolled
2d20.
216.
You roll-
216, so it's going to be 19.
Oh, so this.
Oh, no,
Yeah. So let me show you what it is. 2d20, KL, and then it's plus what?
+3.
KL1 plus 3. So that's roll 2d20, keep the lower one, and then add 3. So in this case, you got 19. Because you rolled 2
It's
16s.
way easier to just say roll 2d20, add 3, and then... Or just roll 2d20 and then say I have a +3. That's way easier.
So, as you're doing this, he doesn't seem to take particular notice of you edging towards the edge of the boat. He snaps his fingers, and nothing seems to happen. But Kledash, in particular, you suddenly see your Dragonborn flesh appear again. And as you look to the rest of the group, everybody else is now returned to their original form.
Except me.
Why not you?
Because he was
I
already
never
in his...
left.
He never left his original form, didn't he?
Right, so
Yeah.
so you're in your original form.
They saw me in my actual form being manacled and dragged through the streets.
Well, dragged is perhaps not the right. But anyway,
Well, it was close enough for most of us.
let's take a look. Okay. Now, as you're edging towards the edge of the boat, he turns and he looks at each of you. He notices Calder, that you did not have an illusion spell, and he gives you a look, like with a very slight smile on his face, and he nods very slowly. And he turns to look
I
at the rest
glare
of the group.
at him.
He turns to look at the rest of the group, and as he looks at Tarin, he says, "I wouldn't do that if I were you." I believe you were the one backing towards the edge of the boat, correct?
It was Deimos.
No, that was...
Oh, my
that was
mistake.
Deimos.
I have the wrong names. I have the wrong names attached to which character as I'm looking at them. Sorry, Deimos. That's right, you're the
You-
fighter.
Blasted fool.
He doesn't make a motion to do anything, but he does look at you and shake his head. And
Why
as-
not?
And so, have you stopped moving at this point?
I have stopped to move. I'm gonna continue to move, but I will ask.
So
why not?
you're now up against the edge of the boat. There is a roughly 3.5 foot high wall at this point in the boat. You can see
Okay.
that at these 2 points, that wall is attached to by a pair of webbing that sort of goes up to this area between the two masts. But
Sure.
for the most part, there's a wall running around the outside.
Okay.
And so you're
About like
you're-
waist high then.
a little over waist high. You're now up
Okay.
against the edge of the boat, and he starts to walk. I have to double check something. Okay, 30 feet, yeah. And he makes his way right up to you. He doesn't touch you, but he does. You can see he's a little bit taller than you. Not a lot, but enough that he can look down at you and still be looking down at you.
Okay.
I said I wouldn't do that if I were you. Can you make a... Oh no, there's no save. I lied. No save on that one. And he gives you a curious look. He gives you a curious look, and he notes that you have some musculature to you. You definitely look. You have the appearance of a fighter or a soldier of some kind. Let's just turn off the loop on that one because I'm tired of listening to this one.
Fair enough.
Hearing that was getting a bit on.
I barely noticed
Ocean
it.
time.
There we go. And now, as you've spoken, you didn't feel the boat start to move, but it has moved. You have now departed the shoreline. You're gone. You can see, if you turn to look, if you strained, you could probably see the shoreline, but you're now in the middle of this lake. And again, this man tilts his head at you and advantage, blah blah blah. Okay. And he doesn't reach for you. Takes a step towards the wall, reaches over and touches the wall right behind you. Almost like a, hey, you come here often? Like leans up against the wall.
So he's leaning right now. He's leaning up against the wall.
So he's leaned up against the wall with one hand on
I
the
cast
wall.
thaumaturgy. I make the entire ship vibrate.
Okay.
Hang on. The description of it. You
What's
increase.
your... for the sake of...
I can make it. I can make harmless.
I will
For
say...
1 minute.
For the sake of this spell, because you're on a boat, you don't so much make the tremors on the ground appear, but you do, like, you can visually see that the wood is vibrating, not vibrating, but flexing a little bit more than it should. And you do slowly move up and down, not in sync with the water.
As this is happening, I will attempt to push him off the boat.
Push him off the boat. Okay.
No, the guy next to me.
The push the man.
Yes,
off
push
the boat?
him off. Yes, push
Okay.
him off the boat.
Make either an athletics or, let's see, athletics or acrobatics with disadvantage.
They're both +5s. They're both +5s.
with
disadvantage?
disadvantage.
Okay. Stand by. Let me copy the.
2d20 KLI +5.
2d20 KL +5.
KLI +5. Close enough.
And then
Wow,
as
those
he's doing-
sucked.
All right.
Sucked.
So you rolled a
7.
13.
No, he rolled a 7.
He did KL, not KL1.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, KL.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's supposed to be a 7.
So you
But while he's doing that,
rolled a
Kledash
7.
sidesteps. While he's doing that, Kledash sidesteps behind the pillar, not really
Right here?
touching it, but more so, yeah, just so that he's out of the vision of that guy.
Okay, so you no longer have line of sight. Yep.
Yep, and then I swill some acid in my mouth.
You
I
don't
will
have any.
actually.
I do,
before
I'm
you
a
have-
black dragon.
Before you
Oh,
have the opportunity to do that, I will say everybody roll initiative, please.
Prison break! Prison break! Let's do this shit,
It's
guys!
my voice!
That
Prison
was,
break!
super fucking loud. Holy crap.
How do you?
I forgot how to roll initiative.
You roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
Dex mod, you say? Hmm.
Unless you have proficiency, but I don't think any of you do.
I don't have proficiency, yeah.
Wait, you can have
I got a
specific proficiency
6.
for initiative?
You can.
Yeah, you can, but we don't. None of us have it.
I don't think any of you
This,
can.
Holy
these
cow.
are the lowest rolls ever.
Oh my
Jesus.
god, this
7,
bot
6,
hates
5,
us!
and 4.
This bot hates us! This bot hates
guys.
us!
Let's see. We've got
Oh no.
7, 6, 5, and 4. All right, so
Yes. We're acting
let's see.
before. We're acting after
Calder.
this guy.
Calder rolled a 7.
7.
Can you just in descending order tell me what you got? So Calder rolled a 7. Who rolled a 6?
I did. Tarin.
Tarin rolled a 6. Who rolled
Deimos
a 5?
rolled a 5.
Deimos.
Deimos did.
Deimos rolled,
5.
Deimos rolled a 5. And
Caldash
Kledash rolled a
rolled a
4.
Keldash?
Dude.
Kledash.
Kledash rolled a 4.
Keldash, your name is
All right.
Kledash rolled a 4.
Ooh. All right.
Keldash.
And he rolled a number. That's for damn sure. 11. Okay. So at this point, this man here.
Now I am really wishing I bought the Tavern Brawler feat. I was really
he-
tempted with the Tavern Brawler feat, but I
so-
wanted to be optimal.
So he reaches out and with an open hand goes to hit you on the side of the head. What's your AC? Actually, I have it here.
Who's him? Who's
so,
him?
That will be Deimos. So Deimos. So everybody, your AC right now, because you're not wearing armor, is 10 plus your dexterity modifier. So actually, could I go down the list? Deimos, what's your AC?
So it's 10 plus dex, right? It's gonna be 13.
Is 13. Kledash,
13.
13 as well. Tarin,
It would be 11.
11. Your AC.
13.
Oh right, because you don't wear armor normally. Calder,
13.
13. Okay.
Now
So-
I really wish I took that spell with me.
A lot of dex 16s here.
Yeah, well, I wasn't
So-
supposed to be. I'm apparently your frontline fighter, and I don't. And my strength is 10.
So this is with the first round of combat. Blah blah blah. Okay. So.
We should have really made our characters together rather than not.
All right. So Deimos, he reaches out and with an open hand goes to hit you just on the side of the head, and he rolls. That's gonna hit. He rolls. That's 6 plus 4. You take 7 points of damage. 7 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay. So
But
he
he's-
reaches out, whack, hits you on the side of the head, and as you reach up to reflexively, sort of touch the side of your head because you've been hit. He comes with an underswing. His fist comes underneath. Luckily for you.
Technically, whatever's thing would have gone through first, his attempt to push would have gone first. That would have been a surprise round.
So that was your surprise round. Going to push.
Okay.
So the way surprise works in Dungeons and Dragons is there is no surprise round. Surprise is a status condition. So a thing can be
Right.
surprised or it cannot be surprised. And unfortunately for you, this thing noticed you go to push it, so he was not surprised. And then he goes for the underswing, and this one actually you managed to just pull out of the way, and he stops short of just hitting you. Kind of looks at you, almost expecting as if he was going to hit you right where he stopped, but he didn't. Okay. Calder, you're up. Bearing in mind any spell
Where
that
is he
you
looking?
have that requires a
I know.
material component, you won't be able to cast because you don't have your component pouch with you.
I also can't move my hands properly because I'm bound and restrained, which is why we haven't been casting any. Otherwise, we'd be burning hands the fuck out of everything and burning the ship down. Where is he looking right now? Where am I?
presumably
I'm
at-
shit.
Presumably at me.
He's looking at Deimos.
Yeah, but he can see me where I would be. Shit, I can't get a surprise behind him and just try
Correct.
and take him from the side.
He can see you. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, you're not a rogue, so you don't have sneak attack mechanics.
No, I was hoping that I could just like try and bull rush him and take him by surprise without him noticing me. Without him noticing what I'm doing.
I mean, you can still do that, you just wouldn't take him by surprise.
Yeah, it would have been nice to do it. But then grapple rules! Who wants to read the grapple rules?
Make an attack roll, and then
I'm not-
if you hit, then you'd make a strength check. or excuse me, an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice. And then it's a contested roll versus their, I believe, athletics.
Well, that wouldn't work because my strength is 10.
Also, by the way, all of you are using your strength modifier right now. Unarmed attacks are strength, so even if you have a weapon, a finesse weapon, you don't have it with you, so you're using your strength modifier for combat.
It's a good thing I have 16s in both my strength and dex.
Yeah, I put my strength. I put my 16s in Dex and Wisdom, bitch.
All right, so
It's my turn, and
Calder,
to be honest,
what are you gonna do?
my plan was literally try and distract this guy and let everyone else do the work. So there's not much else I can really do. I'm restrained, and I don't want to use most of my spells.
You can move.
So
I would rule,
can.
because of the nature of manacles, you can move at a normal speed, but you would not be able to take the dash action to move at double speed.
let me just check what spells I even have because I forgot. What the hell is Sacred Flame? Radiant Light. Oh, radiant damage.
I
Guidance,
lied. So sorry, my
light.
mistake. Grappling is just the contested roll. You don't make the first attack roll. Then it's just athletics versus their athletics or dexterity, their choice.
What's my athletics?
I had it backwards.
Wow,
in my
0.
head.
Shit.
So you
Acrobatics is at
rolled
least
a-
+3.
So you rolled.
I am going to walk up behind Deimos, and I'm going to put guidance on him.
Okay, this is Calder.
Yes.
You're gonna walk up right behind him into melee range, and you're going to touch him and apply guidance. Verbal
Yes.
somatic. Once before the spell ends, you roll a d4. Okay. Okay, got it.
Next time you
So
roll a
you
d20, you get to roll an additional d4 to that.
I'm actually gonna put
Nice.
a d4 next to you to indicate that off the side of the boat here.
Ha! Nice.
Oh, it's only ability checks. That's attacks on ability checks, aren't they?
Correct.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, you might as well have it.
You've already cast it. Okay, so you've moved. You didn't move your full distance. Would you like to continue to move? You can break up your move.
Nah, I'll stay there.
I'll
There
be
you
right
are.
back and I'll be real quick. Sorry.
Your
turn.
It is.
Oh,
was gonna say it's your
then I
turn.
cast magic missile. Magic missile him.
You cast magic missile on him. Okay.
Yes.
So roll your 1d4 plus 1.
All right.
And I assume you're
let me-
targeting the man.
Yes, the man. Yes.
Okay.
Just gotta actually get in there since my push to talk button is control.
8d8.
I 3.
You do
So
3 damage.
So 3 damage per. So actually, roll that. Let me double check on magic missile. 3
Magic
glowing
missile's
darts.
3d4, isn't it?
Right. So.
Oh,
roll
3 to
that-
4.
So roll that 2 more times, and then adding the 1 to each one. So it's
I
not.
thought it was.
So a 2 and a 3. So it doesn't matter because it's one target anyway. But each dart individually does 1d4 plus 1, split up amongst targets as you choose. But this is the same target anyway,
Oh.
so it doesn't matter. You dealt 9 damage to him. Okay. So as you reach out, you point and you shout the incantation for to cast magic missile, and three very bright. They're bright to look at, but they don't actually cast any light. Missiles just streak into this man and hits him 3 times. And he reels a little bit. He doesn't feel. It doesn't look like he's injured at all. He is, but he just sort of leans down and looks, and he turns and he looks straight at you. Okay. So, Deimos, you're up.
Oh, that quick. Wait. Oh, wow. That was quick.
Yeah, turn should be fast. Sorry, my turn took way long because I didn't actually have a plan.
Excuse me.
Well, pushing him off the ledge. So I mean, let's just beat him the fuck.
Bearing in mind, because none of you have any sort of special ability, your unarmed strikes will be non-lethal damage.
Actually, no. I'm gonna attempt to push. I'm gonna attempt to like throw him off overboard again.
Okay, so roll a athletics check for me.
And you get to add a d4 to this.
Hooray!
This is not an ability check.
It is an ability
Actually,
check,
it is
it's
an
not an
ability
attack
My
check.
mistake, yes.
So it'd be 1d.
So it's a d20, add your athletics modifier, and then add that d4 that you were given.
Okay, so that's this bot hates me.
Apparently. So you roll
And then a
10,
d4.
and then add the d4, yep.
Oh, hey, random
So
max 1 to 4.
Well, that's
14?
a 14 at least.
So you reach
Alright,
out
I'm
to
back.
grab. So you reach out with the hand that's further from the water to try and just shove him over the water, just to get a hold of him and shove. But unfortunately, you actually grab him, but he doesn't move, and he just knocks your hand aside with his elbow.
Darn.
Where are my freaking d8s? Jesus. I don't
This
have.
bot
enough-
hates me.
I don't have.
I'm
enough
gonna use my
d8s.
real dice.
I've intentionally hidden them from you, so it's a lot harder for you to roll the 8s. Haha!
Apparently.
This
I'm
is
gonna
how
go
you
find
get
my
a
real
DM to
dice.
take his-
These dice
You know
hate
what?
me.
I don't know why I'm not doing this using the bot. Hang on.
I'm sorry, I
Maybe-
couldn't hear anyone. Whose turn is it right now?
It is
Not
now-
yours.
It is now Kledash's turn.
So Kledash
I believe-
pokes
yeah.
his head out behind the pillar, just his head.
Okay.
and
he
he-
looks on the side towards him.
Yeah, he looks over to Deimos and
Oh.
he says, "Come on, man, beat him up. You can't let him beat you like that." And Deimos,
You are playing well. You are playing him very true to who you based them on. I like it.
Deimos now gains Bardic Inspiration die at D6.
So take a d6. You can add that to attack rolls and ability checks. And
And then-
and
I'm probably
save-
adding a guidance to that as well,
and
so let's see
saving
how well that
throws.
works.
We're gonna keep trying to push him over the ledge.
We're not doing it!
I'm doing it.
And then, as I duck my head back behind the pillar, I swill some acid in my mouth and I start trying to dissolve my manacles.
Okay, so you swish some. Let me double check and make sure I know what that does. Where are you? Here you are. Okay. Yes. For the purposes of that, yes, I will consider that your use of. I will say, because of the mechanics of acid breath, I will have you make a Constitution saving throw. To avoid just releasing your entire breath all at once.
Okay.
But yes, you sort of look down at the manacles and just start.
This
start,
bot hates us.
Where?
Bot hates us.
All right.
And
So you roll
honestly,
the-
I hate this bot
roll the
right
6.
back.
Now, as you're doing this, you blow and a small puff of acid goes on, and it does touch the metal, and you see it start to corrode. But the fumes of the corrosion, you inhale accidentally, and you start to cough, and unfortunately, you lose the acid breath.
Damn.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But does he at least get the manacles off?
You can see that they're dissolving. They haven't dissolved through yet, but they are dissolving, and the acid does not seem to be disappearing. So the acid does appear that it will continue to dissolve through. Okay.
Well, you've got that going at least.
Yeah, you'll be free soon enough.
Back up at the top of the round. It is now the man's turn.
Mr. Man,
going-
yes.
Yes, he is going to come around. Actually, no, he's going to stay where he. Yeah, he'll stay where he is. And he will make another. This time, he'll actually reach to grapple. So if you could roll either an athletics or an acrobatics check for me, please.
Now's the time for your D6, because you're probably gonna need it.
Athletics or
Your
acrobatics?
Choice. Your choice. Yep.
No, they're both 5. Do I care?
Doesn't really
No.
matter. For
You
flavor,
don't
let's say, tell me which one you roll.
I will roll athletics for flavor.
Okay.
And I'm adding a d6 because of
So you're
Bard?
gonna add the d6. Yep. You don't
Okay.
have to, but you can if you want to.
I'm
20
gonna let
plus
that one
5.
sit actually.
Right.
I'm gonna
yep.
let that one. Oh, wait.
So
Actually,
it's-
before I commit, if I choose to not use it, can I still use it next time for another roll?
Yeah. So you.
So what's
the Bardic,
it say on the... Hang on,
Bardic
what's it say for
inspiration,
Bardic-
I believe, lasts for 10
It's
minutes.
10 minutes.
I think. Yeah.
Yes.
So you still have. Whoops! I put the loop on the wrong song. We've been listening to Quiet Cove this whole time. Let's change that to Skirmish. There we go. So, the way Bardic Inspiration works is after you've made the roll of the d20, but before I tell you whether you succeeded or failed, you can choose to add the inspiration.
That's very useful.
Yeah, I will keep this 24 though.
Okay,
I'm not
with
gonna
the
add the
24?
d6.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna stay with the 24.
he reaches out to grab a hold of you with both hands, and you grin and almost laugh, but not quite at him, and you slap both of his hands across, which both hit the side of the wall here. He turns around and he growls at you almost in an animalistic way, and he reaches out to grapple you again. Roll another one for me, please.
Oh, again!
Grapple
Woo! Spicy! Spicy!
That's not good. He's very high level.
Okay. So
Oh
you
shit,
rolled an
okay.
11.
Gotta use that d6.
Okay.
Gotta use that d6.
So go ahead and roll your d6. So you rolled a
15.
15. Okay. Unfortunately, this time he does reach out and he grabs a hold of both of your shoulders. He has a hold on both of your shoulders. So for this, you are now considered grappled.
Okay. What does that entail?
So if a target is grappled, can't move without escaping the grapple, excuse me. And I believe that's pretty much it. You just can't move without escaping the grapple.
Okay.
Okay, because he doesn't like bind your hands and feet, but he does have a hold on you. Okay.
So
Calder,
effectively, he has done nothing. Okay, got it.
this round, correct. So Calder.
Presumably he was hoping to grapple you initially and then punch you in the face or something.
Perhaps.
Or
Anyways,
throw you off the boat.
guys.
Oh, he was gonna throw me off the boat.
Guys. Calder, you're up.
Real quick, I want to double check. I can use spell more than once, or once I use it, is it just unprepared and
What kind?
like-
so you have a.
He's
you
a
have
like say I want to use
So you're a
magic
wiz-
missile
so-
twice. I'm a
so-
wizard.
No, the spells don't become unprepared, but you do have a limited number of spell slots based on your level. So I believe first level you
Wizards
have
what?
4
Cleric.
spell slots.
4. All right, so
you have
I've
4
used.
spell slots.
So
you
I
can
I've
can
used
cast 4.
detect magic and magic missile.
Right.
So I
that's
have 2 more.
Wizards are annoyingly different, if I recall. You need to actually prepare. If you want to prepare you want to cast magic missile more than once, you have to prepare it more than once.
I don't believe so, but let me double check. Let's go and check. The
I am
rules.
going to check that myself. I'm pretty confident that is a thing that wizards do because they are annoying like that. That's why I like the.
Wizards. Spellcasting. For 3 cantrips, blah blah blah. Pairing casting. You prepare a list of wizard spells that are available for you to cast. To do so, choose a number of wizard spells from your spellbook equal to your int plus wizard level. Yeah, casting the spell does not remove it. From
I
your
do
list of prepared
apologize.
spells.
That's how it used to work, and I thought that was really
right.
fucking
So that
dumb.
was that was a 3.5 thing and a Pathfinder thing.
Yeah.
Pathfinder version 1, Pathfinder version 2 changed it. But anyway,
I ignored it because it was stupid. But yeah, sorry.
But anyway, so yes, it doesn't remove it from the list, but you do now only have 2 level 1 spells left to cast for the day until your next long rest.
All right.
Or you have arcane.
Not he's level 1. He only has 2 spells in total.
Does he?
Yeah, he only has 2 spell slots.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you only have 2 spell slots.
Oh.
So you can still cast cantrips. Cantrips don't take spell slots, but you cannot cast any more level 1 spells for the day.
All right. Let me double check what
You
prestidigitation does.
Prestidigitation is largely harmless.
I can still. I might have something I can do. Like, if I remember, it
If
can
you-
do like.
If you didn't
a
get any
small
damaging
effect.
cantrips, I'm very concerned for you.
I mean,
I
you have,
literally have light prestidigitation and mending.
You should have
light-
3 cantrips.
So light,
Prestidigitation, light, and
yeah.
mending.
Unfortunately, none of those are damage-dealing cantrips.
That's a recommendation. 2 of
So-
those are good, 1 isn't.
So-
and you don't need 1 of them because I have
Moving-
light.
So moving forward, just keep that in mind next time you level up.
Yep.
Because then I think you get another cantrip. So
Nope,
just
he
keep
doesn't
that
get
in
level cantrips until level 4.
That's right. So when you level up at level 4, just keep that in mind, okay? So
We should have made characters together, so we could have
what-
had complementing stuff rather
guys,
than.
what are we gonna do?
Whose turn is it right now?
It's mine.
It's currently Calder's turn.
Yeah, I just need to make sure what happens. I just need to make sure.
Okay, I cast guidance. Oh no, can I assist the guy getting? Because the guy in front of me is grappled, isn't he? Deimos is grappled. Can I assist the ungrappling? Would that just be a D4? Would guidance be better?
So you've already cast guidance, but the spell.
It's a cantrip.
Well, the spell has ended anyway. The assist, I believe they would just get advantage if you grab them and pull, and then their next action.
Advantage might be better than a D4.
Yeah.
Yeah, advantage is better than a D4. I assist him in ungrappling or whatever grappling action he makes next, because I will be like grabbing onto the. He's holding onto the man's holding onto his shoulders. I grapple onto his hands.
So you grab onto his hands. Okay, in that case, make a. Where the hell? I really should bookmark these things. Make a, I believe, athletics check. I'm gonna tell you.
That's already a
I'm gonna
shit
tell
show.
you. You'll give him. You'll give him the benefit, but this is just gonna affect how. It won't. It will only
Athletics
have
or
a flavor.
acrobatics?
Athletics. It will only have a
Right.
flavor purpose. It won't have any mechanical difference. So make it 15. Okay,
15
so 15
plus, yeah.
plus whatever you modify. 15 is enough. Don't worry.
I've got
so
nothing.
yes, both of your
Plus
hands come
15.
down on Deimos's shoulders, and they're now on top of the man's hands. Okay.
Yeah, I'm intending
It's
to
already
wrench
a
his
shit
hands off.
Okay. So then the next time Deimos makes the attempt to break grapple, he will have advantage. Tarin, you're up.
All right, so at this point, I pretty much can't do anything. So,
Not
Punch him in the
necessarily.
face, damn it!
yeah, that's
Actually,
about all I
yeah.
have to do. Like, just
I mean,
go up and.
his hands are currently restrained by me, and also his own grappling attempt.
Yeah,
so you could probably
yep.
kick him in the nads from behind.
I will.
Yeah,
so
I'm
actually,
just gonna go try.
Unfortunately, you aren't holding his hands down. You're just bothering him, so he wouldn't have disadvantage on any other types of attack. Unfortunately, I wouldn't consider that as a counter grapple. Unfortunately, he rolled high enough. He would have disengaged the grapple, but you do still give Deimos advantage.
Deimos is just shouting, "Punch him! Oh, damn it!"
Yeah,
can?
I just go up and punch him in the. I just
Alright.
go up and try and like kick his leg in.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So you're gonna be there. Or you're gonna be here.
I'm gonna be on the person grappling Deimos.
Right.
Yes.
So
Good idea.
here. So here. Okay.
Next
And
to
you're-
me or next
you're
to
gonna-
him?
No, I'm not.
Next to Deimos, and
Anyway.
then try and kick the grappling dude in the leg. Try and knock him
Okay.
down.
Okay. Yeah. Just make a normal attack roll with your strength.
All right, let me pull back up into the dice rolling area. Okay, so that's just a plain old D20 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, you have a 10. That's right. You have a 10 strength, so you wouldn't get anything anyway.
Oof.
No.
So you rolled a 7. Unfortunately, you go to kick out, and he turns and he hisses at you, and his leg just ducks out of the way. Okay. Do you
Well,
wanna-
that's
do you
not good.
Would you like to continue to move? I believe you have. Let's see. You moved. 10.
If he continues moving out of the range of this guy, he might provoke an opportunity
20.
attack against himself.
Right. You can. If you move away, you provoke an attack of opportunity. However, you can.
Yeah,
just
I'm
continue
not
to move
gonna-
around if you'd like.
I'm gonna stay here.
Stay where you are. Okay. Deimos, you're up.
So I've got it. I'm still grappled. Yes.
Correct. But if you attempt to break grapple, you will have advantage.
Okay. I will do that. I will do
Okay.
just that.
So grappling.
2.
You are going to make and acrobatics or it doesn't matter for you because it's the same anyway. But strength or
Flavor.
dexterity versus
Flavor. I'm going for Dex. I'm going for acrobatics.
Okay. All right.
So I'm rolling 2d20 and pick PK1 plus 5. Is that what it would be? No, P.
It would just be K. So it would be 2d20 K1 plus 5.
K1 plus 5. Okay.
Oof.
This
Even with advantage,
dice.
Unfortunately, you go to shake him off, and you can feel Calder's hands just like pulling on this man's hands, but unfortunately you're not able to grab it, take him off. Okay.
Does
I'm
this
switching.
bot just-
I'm switching dice. I'm
Yeah,
grabbing my real dice. This
can-
bot hates me.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Kledash.
bot hates everyone.
It hates me too. So Kledash, you're up. Kledash.
Sorry.
Okay.
I look around the pillar at the debacle that's going on.
Yep.
And I just go, man! And I walk around the pillar above the little rectangle by the door.
To here. Yep.
Yep, just the one ahead of it, actually.
The closed one.
Yep, that one.
Okay.
And then I try to spit acid on the man.
Okay. Because this is the same round, because this is the round after you tried it before, I will allow it. Typically this would be you've used your acid breath for the day, but I will allow it this time. So I believe, where's your acid breath ability here? Oops, I went too far in my sheets here. Okay, 30-foot line, 2d6 of acid. So you'll have to sort of angle it this way in order to not hit any of your compatriots.
Absolutely.
Okay. So roll your 2d6. And it's I believe it's a dex save, correct? Or is it Constitution save?
Yes.
Dex save.
Dex save.
Okay. Yeah, so roll your 2d6. Oh,
Oh,
you did.
I did.
He did.
Okay. So you reach back, just sort of choking back the cough you had before, and blow acid out of your mouth. And as you do, actually, you feel the manacles binding your hands snap, and a cloud of acid projects out of your mouth and hits the man. He does actually push into Deimos and duck out of the way, but he does. Some of the acid still splashes against him. Okay.
If I remember, is acid damage like continuous or just like one hit?
It doesn't have a status effect in 5th edition.
It's just a damage type.
Acid damage is damage. Acid status effect is status effect.
Right, you can poison something, you can put something in acid to take continuous damage, but acid damage as an attack, unless it gives you the extra status effect.
Yeah, my burning hand set things on fire, so if you had flammable items on you, you would probably be set on fire, but
Exactly, it's
otherwise...
like that. If it specifies, then it works, otherwise it's just straight damage. Okay, so that was Kledash. Would you like to continue to move? You still have a couple of spaces of movement. I believe your speed is 30, so you could move.
Yeah.
You could move another 3 squares if you'd like.
Okay, I move on the opposite side of everyone else.
To here?
Of the man.
Oh, to here?
No. Yeah,
Okay,
to there.
So you move 1. I would say here is as far as you can go, and you would provoke an attack. No, you wouldn't, because he's grappling, so he can't. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, he can. Sorry, he can kick you.
Yeah.
That would provoke
No.
an attack of opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Not there though, it would be one ahead. So I would get really close to him.
So you're going to stay here. Okay, that would be fine.
Yes.
Entering
Awesome.
and not leaving threatened space. Yep. Okay,
Mhm.
back at the top of the order. The man here is going to attempt to pull you, so actually drag you. He looks over his shoulder and sees Kledash standing there and growls at him, and he actually attempts to drag you this way, which... Okay, so he is going... There's no check for this, but he is going to drag you. Their speed is 30 feet, so 1, 2, 3. He's going to drag him with you, 1, 2, 3. And you're right here. And in doing so...
He would
he
provoke
provokes-
attacks of opportunity
he
from
provokes that
2
attack
people.
of opportunity from Kledash. From Kledash and from Tarin, both. So in this case, it would be melee
So
attack.
how
rolls.
does the attack of opportunity work?
Make an attack.
It's just
It's
you
an
get a free
attack.
melee attack. You get a
Just
free
a
melee attack.
Oh,
Um,
it's just macking.
Yeah,
with
none of
the-
you don't have the Warcaster feat, so you wouldn't be able to cast a spell as an attack of opportunity. So
He doesn't have any damaging
So-
spells anyway.
It's attack with a D6.
No, you roll a
No.
d20 to see whether or not you hit, and you do it with disadvantage because you don't have any weapons.
Yeah.
So you roll d20 plus your
Oh.
whatever your proficiency modifier plus your strength bonus.
I don't believe you roll with disadvantage. You just don't add your proficiency modifier for unarmed attacks.
I will check that. Well,
Let me double check.
We rolled a 20 for Tarin and a 7 for Kledash.
Okay, so
That's
Tarin,
a 17.
so
Or
it's a
sorry, 17. Excuse me.
What
did I say?
But Tarin, you do hit.
You said 20.
Roll
Oh,
a d.
whoops.
Where the hell is unarmed attack? I really need to have this
Give
stuff
me a sec.
up and ready.
I'll
Particularly
look
if
at
I'm
it right
expecting
now.
this
I
to
roll
happen.
my hit dice.
an unarmed strike is
I believe it's 1d2.
is a bludgeoning damage equal to +1 plus your strength modifier. You are proficient.
Unarmed. If
Instead of a
you're
weapon
running,
using-
or-
yeah. You on a hit, an unarmed blow deals.
Oh right.
Yeah, it's just a standard attack, so it would be whatever, and the damage would be 1 plus your strength modifier. You don't roll any damage for it unless you have anything else.
So
Okay.
I do 1 damage.
So 1 damage. Okay, and then unfortunately Kledash misses. You see him dragging, and you go to hit him, but unfortunately you just can't connect. Okay, Calder, you're up.
He's over there. Okay. Right. I've got a movement speed of 30, 5, 10, 15, 20. Right. 25, 30. Can I move around to the back of him? Have I got enough space for that? If I count it right, I should be able to
5,
go
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You'd be right here, yep.
close enough then. I go there, and I don't even really need to do that. I cast Guiding Bolt? Is it Guiding Bolt? That's my cantrip? Apologies.
It's not a cantrip. It's a first level spell. You thinking of
I
Sacred
don't.
Flame?
I'm not going to cast. That's the one. Sorry, I do apologize. I mixed the two up. Yes, I would like to do Sacred Flame against him.
Sacred Flame. Okay. Let's just see. So roll your d8.
Actually, no. What the fuck am I doing? I want to trip him up. The fuck am I doing?
That's a good question, but it's already done. So, you know what? I'll give you this one. I'll give you this one
You
for
didn't,
now. Just
you didn't roll
in,
yet.
In
So.
the future,
I haven't rolled anything.
if it's announced that's what you're gonna do, then that's what you're gonna do. But you gotta gimme this time.
Yeah, I want to trip him up.
Okay, you're gonna attempt to grapple.
It's a. I
Or is
want
it-
to trip him up. Is that a grapple?
Let me double check. I don't.
Trip.
Why do I have the spellcasting stuff?
I'd like to knock him prone. Can I knock
You'd
him
like
prone?
to knock him prone. Yes. Okay, so that's a different. It's been a long time since I've tried to do that because I've always just been doing straight damage.
Yeah, well, you're forcing us to not do straight damage by taking our weapons away, which is fair enough.
You're welcome. Shoving a creature.
Although, to be fair, I don't think you planned us to have this level of encounter.
So
Although, what exactly? I don't exactly know what you were planning
make a-
on.
make an athletics check for me, please.
What now?
An
Athletics.
athletics check.
Athletics or acrobatics? Because I have a +1 to 1.
Athletics.
I have a +2 to 1.
This is an athletics check.
God damn it! Why is it always strength?
Because you're you're making things that require strength, man.
13. I got 13 to this.
Alrighty.
That's pretty good.
Wait, I just have to fix the overlay real quick. Give me one quick second.
I hear swords clanking in the background music of like what weapons.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just what skirmish is.
For us, it would be more
Alright,
like the
so-
sounds of fists hitting metal, or whatever
There's no
armor
metal
this
there,
guy
I
guys.
don't
has.
think.
Guys, so as you reach out, you actually go and you kick the back of his knee, and you hear "Tuh!" and he falls to one knee, breaking the grapple on Deimos. He is now considered prone because he's down on one knee.
Sweet. Everyone gets advantage to melee attack the guy.
All right, so
I'd like to thank the audience. They know who they are.
all right.
Punching
so,
metal.
Let's see. That was Calder. Tarin, you're up.
All right, can I walk over to this guy and just kick his teeth in, or at least attempt to?
Let me see what your speed is. 5. So actually, 10, 15, 25, 30. Unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to quite get into melee range with him. You could get to about here.
Darn.
Or going the other way, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, you could get to here, across the bulkhead here.
Could he not stand on the door? Because it's closed?
You can try.
I will attempt to stand on the door.
Alright, so 5, 10. You step onto the door, you hear it creak. Can you make an acrobatics check for me, please?
Alright.
I'm pretty confident the draw on a ship would be capable of
Alright.
having people stand on it. That is literally what it's there for in the case of the ship. It's part of the floor. But fine.
Depends on the boat.
True.
7.
Oh,
so actually,
yep, I fall
so-
in, I guess.
So as you step onto this bulkhead, you hear it cracking and splintering. You actually do break through. The staircase starts on this side, so you don't fall very far, but you do fall, and you are considered prone. You fell about 2 feet. You're not enough to take any damage, but you did crack the door, and you are considered prone because you fell onto a flight of stairs. Okay.
My character just kind of shakes his head, and
All right. So if you would like, you can use half of your movement speed to get back up.
yeah, I will.
Okay. And fortunately for you, he's prone as well. So you stood back up. So that is 5, 10. You've taken 50. So you can move one more square this turn.
Can I get it within melee range from here somehow?
I would say that you're within melee range now, but because of the height difference, you're at disadvantage. But because he's prone, it evens out. So it would just be regular melee attack roll for you.
Well, then I try and punch him in the face.
Okay.
Wow.
Why?
Well, you rolled a
You rolled a 1.
So unfortunately, you go to take a swing at this man who's now lying. He's kneeling, but I'm considering that prone for now. And you go to take a swing. Not only does it not connect, you actually reach around and hit the floor right next to you here. Just Ooh.
I just need to double check. What's the time that the game ends? Just making sure.
The game ends at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It is currently 7:33 p.m. Eastern Time, so we're about an hour and a half in. We're about halfway through right now. Okay.
I mean, you should have known that before we start the session, to be brutally honest.
So
Sorry.
right, so that's your action. You didn't take any damage or anything, but you did. You hit the wall. You punched the wall at the top of these stairs here. Deimos, you're up.
I am no longer grappled, correct?
Correct. Yep.
All right. Punch him in the face!
Alright, so you're going to punch him in the face, and you have advantage on this. Because I'm considering him prone.
2d20. P.
2d20 K1 plus your strength modifier.
K1 plus strength mod 3.
Okay, so you rolled a 23.
Oh!
You rolled
That's a crit.
So you rolled
That's
a
a crit
critical.
too.
Congratulations. So
Well,
the way
it's a critical punch, so...
So the way crits are handled, because it's a punch, it's just your 1 plus your strength times 2.
1 plus my strength, 8 damage.
So
Is there
Nice.
some way I could be like use like an NPC character? I'm sorry, stuff.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, never mind. I can go upstairs. 1 second. 1 second. I'll be
Okay.
right
Well-
back very quick.
I don't believe it's your turn yet anyway. But anyway, 10. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of quick math real quick. 10, so you've done 20. Okay. I just have to double check something real quick. Blah 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 blah. All right. So it is now. So that was Deimos. Deimos, would you like to move? Because he's prone, it would not provoke an attack of opportunity to move away.
Can I walk over him? No, or no, I probably no, because he's not actually prone. He's just kneeling.
Well, so the way prone,
You could
even
grapple
if
him.
even if he were actually prone, you wouldn't be able to step over him.
Okay.
You can't grapple him because you've already attacked this round. You've already used your action for this round.
Right.
Which is fine. I understand that. Trying to see if I can get around to give the other two some space.
Sure, you can hear me all right.
Yikes.
Sorry.
Yes. That was a bit loud, but yes.
Sorry.
anyway.
All right then.
Deimos, are you going to be moving?
Can I? Oh, I can. Wait. I probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I come to 2 spaces below Calder? Do I have enough movement for that?
Here?
Below Calder,
The cleric.
Or
the cleric.
over
cleric.
here?
2 spaces below him. That right there. Yes, right
towards
there.
towards the front. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not really. You can go one of these 2 places. Because you wouldn't be able to step over him. I mean, you can continue in any other direction, but trying to get to this space.
I'd
that's
argue
as
we
far
could
as you can
probably
go.
you could probably move through the space that's 1 space above the downed enemy because the master's only half covering. He's not attacking. Like it's a
for
5-foot square.
For this, I would have you make an. You can do it, but I would have you make an acrobatics check to slip between the 2.
Doing it.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
I mean, if you can move through, you can move through allies, right?
Yeah, you can move through allies, absolutely.
You can move through allies who are moving around. You can move to a stationary object not taking up even half a space.
I'm considering it as taking up half the space. Just doesn't matter. He made the check anyway. So
Alright.
5,
17.
10, 15, 20. So right there.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. All right. So Kledash, you're up.
All right. I move up to the man.
Okay. There we go. Just.
What are you
so
doing when you move up
You
to
are
him?
actually. You are up to the man right now. Oh, sorry, Kledash. I have
No, that's-
the wrong sheet.
Yeah.
Right here. Yep.
I can change my name again if you want.
Yeah. Number 3. Anyway. What are you up to?
It's fine. My name is not number 3.
See, I go in for a kick.
Okay.
I would recommend maybe taking a grapple instead.
So you can shout at him. Grab him.
Yeah, I'll do. Grab him, you bastard!
Alright.
I forgot the accent. Grab him, you bastard!
Gotta remember the accent.
I go in for
It's not in
a.
character otherwise.
I go in for a grapple on the.
Okay.
As far as where he's facing, I go in for a grapple on his legs.
Okay. That would be with advantage because he's prone.
Let's see. Strength, right?
Correct. Athletics.
Yeah.
But-
Damn.
Well, it's with advantage. Right?
so this is with advantage. So re-roll that.
Yeah, it's what's the advantage. So roll another d20.
That's better.
10.
Actually, no, that's mediocre.
You have
It's-
that's right. You have a 0 for strength. So.
Yeah.
Everyone, the only person that has any modifier for strength,
And he rolled
Is
a
a
1.
fighter.
So congratulations.
and the
he's
fighter
now,
has less armor class than the cleric.
And he rolled a 1.
Fights
So
with a
he's
stick.
now grappled.
Oh, sweet! He's grappled.
All right. So now it's the doppelganger's turn.
Thank you, audience,
Um,
again. They know who they are.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Not metagaming.
So
'cause-
everyone
Screw you.
within range, he says, he looks around at each of you. He's down on one knee and he feels Kledash sort of grab onto one of his legs from the rear. He says, "Enough!" Claps both of his hands together. Everybody make a charisma saving throw, please.
Charisma? Shit,
Mhm.
I don't have that high on charisma.
I don't have my player sheet with me. I believe it's +1.
Whatever your charisma modifier is.
I have your sheet right here. 1 second. I went one too far. Your
18.
charisma modifier. Your Kledash, is that Who was that who was just talking? Sorry.
Kledash.
Kledash? Kledash, you have +3.
Yes.
Saving is +5.
So
Because-
Kledash, you have +3.
Do you
Oh, no,
have
that's
it
right.
as a
Sorry,
Yeah,
you have that as proficiency. My
Proficiency.
mistake. Sorry.
Yeah.
Calder, you got a 7. Kledash, you got 18.
First one of these saves have failed.
12.
Second,
Okay.
actually. I do apologize. That was another check.
So
Whatever.
that was Kledash, Calder, and Tarin. I'm waiting on one from Deimos.
Sorry, what are we rolling? I had myself
Charisma saving throw.
Christmas saving throw. Okay, wow.
Uh, 19
Mouse.
All right, so Tarin and Calder, both of you look at each other, and you look at the man, and you, maybe this is enough. And both of you stop doing what you're doing. You stop making aggressive motions. Okay? You are considered charmed. Now, Tarin, excuse me, not Tarin, Deimos and Kledash, both of you, you feel this sort of influence on your mind pressing up against the anger, and you feel it sort of trying to soothe away that anger, and you just wince really hard, and that effect just pops away from you, and you don't feel it any longer. Okay, so that was Tarin and Calder.
Fuck you!
So
Person whose name I don't
Calder,
know.
Calder, it is your turn. I just have to double check with the spell to see if they can command you to do anything, but I don't believe they can. Oh god, I'm sorry. I muted myself and then I started talking and forgot that I had muted myself.
Big oof.
So let me try that again. Condition charmed. So you can't attack the charmer or target the charmer, and you have advantage on ability checks. So you can take actions normally, but you can't do anything harmful towards the man. So you can move, you can do other actions, you just can't attack the man. Or
Okay.
do anything that would assist harming the man.
How long?
Sorry?
How long for?
You don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Right. Sorry, I forgot that it was actually my turn. Right.
Yes, it is.
I'd say, hey, maybe we, hey, maybe we should stop this. This seems like it's gone a bit too far.
Okay. Are you...
That is my turn.
Okay, you're just gonna say that? You're gonna stay where you are and just say that?
Yeah, you've charmed me. I'm
Okay.
going to be as actively hostile without being actively hostile as possible.
So
I forgot to write the
you
word.
you can't be hostile at all. in
Yes,
this
that's
case.
just why I'm being as. I could
So,
do more, like try and
Tarin-
pry someone off the restrained person, but you know.
Tarin, you're up. You are also charmed. You don't have to help them, but you can't harm them either. Tarin?
Are you muted?
Weird.
Tarin, are you muted?
Sometimes. No, my mic is just weird.
Oh, I can hear
Oh.
the... I can hear
Robots!
Sometimes.
Flag.
Anyway, so what would you like to do? You are charmed, so you can't take any hostile action, but you can do other actions.
Alright. Honestly, this is probably tactify, I agree. And then
Would you mind, actually, why don't
I-
you just type it into the... type it
yeah,
into
just
the
type
chat,
it.
because I can't... Unfortunately, I'm not able to make out what you're saying.
Yeah, your mic is shitting out for me.
Okay, so you just agree and nod and you don't move. Okay. Deimos, you're up.
I stomp him on his head.
Okay. You're gonna make an attack with advantage.
Okay, let's do this. Also, I'm also while I'm doing this, I'm going to shout at the two charmed people. Kick him, you fucktards!
Okay.
Anyways, going to roll now.
Bit borderline, but I'll allow it for now.
2D 20.
2d20 K1 plus your strength.
5. No, plus strength, it's 3. Dice hate me!
So you rolled an
Dice
8.
hate me!
Unfortunately, so you go to kick him, and his head's about a little higher than waist level at this point. So you go to kick, but unfortunately, you're not really. This type of combat is a little above you, and it just you go to reach, and it just falls. Your foot just falls flat in front of you, and you can't quite get your leg up high enough. You're not as flexible as you used to be. Would you like to move? Noting that he chose to remain prone. So if you move away, that would not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay. I'm going to take one step back towards the edge of the ship.
Okay, so this way? Just straight this way?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There is netting here and here. You'd have to go around it, or you can climb it. Up to you. So that is the end of your turn. Kledash, you're up. You are not charmed, so.
I look over at Deimos and I just mutter, "Come over here and stomp this man." Then I look over at the man that I'm basically grappling his legs to. I say, "Now you better handle this, or else we're gonna stomp you."
I
Just
tried,
as a-
man. I tried.
So you're. Okay. So you're. Just saying something this turn? Oh, so you're.
I'm just
sorry.
saying something.
You're continuing.
Because
the
I've still
grapple.
got him grappled, yeah.
That's right. You're continuing the grapple. Okay. All right. Back up at the top of initiative. They will. Kledash, could you make an athletics check for me, please?
Ooh! Alright. Nat 20.
Well,
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
For this type of check, there isn't really a natural 20. However, you did beat.
Yeah.
They rolled a 19, so congratulations. You did beat their roll. They attempt to shake you off, and unfortunately can't quite do it. They do, however, take half their movement to stand. So you're still holding onto his leg. He's still grappled, but that leg is now
Can
upright.
he
and
make
he's
a
standing.
movement action whilst he's grappled? Because he
cannot.
is grappled.
He cannot. Good point. My mistake.
Thank you.
So unfortunately, he does not break the grapple. He looks around, and attempting to break the grapple was his action. So it is going to move to Calder. You are still charmed.
I am still charmed. Do I not get a resistance check every turn? No, why would I?
Not this one, unfortunately. You get one at the end of your turn.
At the end of this turn. Okay, that
Actually,
makes sense.
I forgot to have you roll at the previous turn, so make a charisma saving throw.
I am rolling
for the
now!
previous turn.
1d! That's not how it works.
My mistake.
1d20. It's charisma?
Charisma, correct.
12! Not enough!
Unfortunately, the previous round you did not. You did not break the whatever enchantment is on you.
Okay. I start backing away like 5 feet and say, "Whoa, guys, maybe we should really think about stopping this. This is the law and all that. This is me potentially using a different voice because I am charmed right now. This is the law. This is due process. We should probably stop this before we make this all worse for ourselves."
Okay, so you're gonna take one step back, or you're gonna back as far
Yeah,
as
like
you can.
5 step. Nah, 5
Down
foot
here?
back, just like backing
Okay.
away slowly, kind of deal.
Just
Yeah.
back one step.
Which, careful move. Do we have careful move in this, or disengage? Disengage. That'll do.
You can take a disengage action, yes.
Not
it
as
wouldn't-
necessary, but
It
that's
wouldn't matter
kind of.
because he can't attack you anyway. But also,
I think
because
he's doing it. I think he's doing it for roleplay. I
Also
think he's
because-
doing it for flavor.
if he attacked you, it would break the enchantment. Generally, that's how charm works. So,
Yeah, so I'm backing away. Like, whoa, he's got me charmed here, guys.
well,
Like,
so
we should
you
stop
don't,
this. It's the law. I'm
the
not going
way-
to say that because I
right,
wouldn't know.
the way this spell works, you don't know you're charmed. You will know if you
Yeah,
ever
so
break
I'm.
your charm,
You
but you
described
don't
it to
currently
me
know.
as You described it to me as I've gone like I've realized I've gone too far. So
Your-
I'm taking it as I've gone too far. We should stop this.
Yes, so your aggressive feelings towards this person have been eliminated.
I didn't have any aggressive feelings towards this person initially. I just
roll-
wanted him gone because he's a cop.
Roll a charisma saving
Roll
throw
another
for
one?
me. Yep. For the end of this turn.
11.
Unfortunately, you do not. You do not. You still
Ah,
feel that pressure on your
no!
mind. Tarin, you're up. You are also charmed, and I see you already typing. So
You should have rolled a charisma for last turn, so let him do that now.
yes. So go ahead and roll the charisma, because you roll at the end of your turn. You can describe what you want to do, but just roll your charisma saving throw first, because that may affect what you want to do. Are you serious? This was under the fantasy section for some reason. Let's not have firearms? Stupid.
We can have firearms.
Firearms.
The one that I picked was called City Under Siege, and it opened up under the fantasy category. So, which
There
is
could be
stupid,
firearms
but
in
whatever.
fantasy. I mean,
I'm going a gun at the first opportunity.
So 8. Unfortunately, you do not. At the previous turn, you did not break that charm effect. Okay, so you should say, guys, we should really take a step back. As you take a step back, I won't consider you for having to make a check for that. We should just take a step back as you actually take a step back and just think about this. Okay, Deimos, you're up.
I will approach the guy again.
You step forward.
How are you? Yeah, I'm gonna step forward. Kledash, how are you holding on to this guy, or how are you grappling him?
Holding on to his legs.
You're holding on to his legs. Okay.
Bearing in mind, with a grappled creature, you can move them if you would like at half your movement speed. And there's no check against that, so.
Okay. Yeah, so Deimos is gonna walk over. He's gonna look to Tarin, who's disengaging, Calder, who's disengaging. And so his feet is, I'm guessing his feet is like towards Kledash then, and then his head is towards my direction.
So he's down on so he's down on one knee, and the foot that's backwards is towards Kledash.
Yeah, so Deimos is gonna look to Tarin, who's disengaging, Calder, who's disengaging, and with two of his buddies out of the fight, it's clear that we're not gonna beat up this guy. So he's just gonna stand menacingly, insert Patrick JPEG, in front of him.
Are you attempting to intimidate him?
I will attempt.
Because I can have you roll an intimidate check.
I will attempt to intimidate.
It'll mostly be for flavor because you don't have intimidating presence or anything like a barbarian, but
I will attempt to intimidate. Stand by while I make the roll.
this is a charisma based.
Yep.
All right. So you just sort of, you don't say anything, you just loom over him and just have this smile slowly spreading over his face, and he looks up at you and you see him shrink back a little bit. You don't see particular fear on his face, but you do see that he's a little nervous.
Cool.
Okay.
That is my turn.
Alrighty, Kledash, you're up.
Right. As I'm grappling him, I say, "So y'all got anything to say?" I'm addressing the man, of course.
Okay. And he turns back to you and says, "You can't do this." That's all he says.
We are.
And he shakes his head. He can't really look back at you, but he sort of does the best he can. He looks over his shoulder. Okay, is that going to be your turn? Yeah, yes or no? Is that going to be your turn?
No. I ask him,
I would
"So
say
what's going on this ship?"
for the purposes of combat, because he has not yet submitted, you can only really say a short sentence on your turn as a free action.
Okay.
If you would like to try and incapacitate him or convince him to submit, then we would be back out of combat. But unfortunately, as it stands, we are currently still in combat.
Okay. I guess I'll attempt to force him to submit. Would that break the grapple?
That would be a persuasion roll with disadvantage due to the fact that you're actively fighting him. Actually, no, with advantage because you have him pinned. So make a persuasion roll with advantage.
Then, of course, persuasion runs with charisma.
Indeed.
Persuasion. Oh, and I've got it.
I believe you have
Yeah, I do have it marked.
proficiency. So
Yep. +5. And then it's K1, correct?
Okay,
with
I
advantage,
believe
correct?
so.
Yep. 24.
Nice. Nice.
All right.
Nice.
So the man, as you have him held, he looks around at the people around him, and you see him visibly relax. There's still a bit of tension, but you see him visibly relax, and looks back at you and sort of shakes his leg as if to say, "You don't have to worry about this right now." All right, so this one. So you do see excuse me. Doing that really hurt my throat. At this point,
You really hurt my throat. What?
at this point, the boat has now traveled most of the way. It's now at the very end of the lake here, and you do see the rivers. There's two rivers that start to fork out. And he turns back to you and says, "Well?" Different voice this time. Bearing in mind you still have him by the legs.
Yeah. No, I just do a smirk. I said, "Nah, you got some explaining to do."
Explaining of what? You are criminals. We are going to prison.
Nah, no, he ain't.
Nah, I think he's right. We're not going to jail.
And so, bearing in mind, I just have to double check something. Okay. Bearing in mind, Calder and Tarin are both still charmed at this point.
Okay.
He looks up at Calder. Says, "You see, you understand how it should be."
I do.
And
And that's why I'm standing over here.
he turns and he can't really look over his shoulder at Tarin just based on where you're standing. But he does sort of move his head so you can see his face in profile. "And you?" And as he's saying this, you can start to feel this influence pull away from your mind, and you feel back to yourself. You do now know that you were charmed. You do know that he artificially made you stop fighting him.
Kledash looks at the two of them and
It appears we're going to jail, but whatever you say. Yes, you can speak.
Kledash looks at the two that were charmed and he says, "Man, you were just fighting this man a second ago. Do I have to beat y'all upside the head to remind you that?"
Do I need to beat you two upside the head?
And now, Kledash, make an athletics check for me, please. So the man kicks one of his legs across and hits your arm, breaking your hold on him, and he actually rolls and stands up against one of the masts.
Wouldn't have had the opportunity to roll to break the enchantment at this point? Out of curiosity, how often do we get to roll for that?
The charm's
How
already
often do we
gone.
get to?
The
Charm's
charm's gone. We're no longer in combat. Enough time has passed that the charm effect has ended.
Oh, sweet!
You see him breathing heavily, pressed up against the mast here.
Well, then the moment he starts struggling like that, then I would have probably gone. The moment the charm would have gone, and would have roared as angry as possible, because no one fucking takes my mind over. Charged at the guy and probably punched me in the face. If before he would have done the thing, I didn't realize the charm had gone.
Okay, well you can still do it now if you'd like.
Well, I'm doing it now. That'd just be a
Okay.
d20, wouldn't it?
Roll. Yeah, just roll a standard attack. Roll a standard attack for this.
There you go.
18. All right, you charge at him.
Yes, son of a bitch!
You charge at him and you strike him as hard as you can on the side of the face. Your
There we go.
strength is, why do I not have that sitting right here? Next one down. Strength is 0, so you hit him. Unfortunately, you hit him once for 1 damage.
I do 1 damage, but I hit him!
All right, and you hit him and it connects, but he just kind of looks at you like, "Are you serious?" And he looks down. He looks down at the group of you. "I can't change where this boat is going. I can't." You feel. You can actually hear his voice start to crack slightly.
And then Kledash then looks around the boat and says, "Oh, so this is a magic boat."
Well then,
He looks
I guess we swim!
and he looks at you and he crosses both his arms at once and vanishes.
Oh.
Everybody make a perception check for me.
Stand by for perception. Only +1. What a damn shame.
That's fine. I've got a +5. I get a 13, so
Yeah,
not probably
13.
not high enough.
12. Probably not high enough either.
No.
Getting-
Y'all are rolling
Fairy
real
fire!
good today.
Fairy fire! I have the spell Fairy fire. There's no way this guy's getting away
Yeah,
from me.
fairy fire, but where?
It's an area of effect, I think.
Yes,
Give me
but-
1
But
second.
centered around what?
Around me, probably. He was right next to me last I checked.
I believe, Tarin, I still need a
Yeah.
perception roll from you.
Give me 1 second. 20-foot cube within range. Each object within a 20-foot cube of range is outlined in blue, green, or violet. Your choice.
Tarin got a 20. He got
Nice.
Okay, 19
a 20.
plus
Not
1.
a nat 20.
All right.
Not a nat 20.
No,
Just
I can see. 20 plus 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a 20-foot cube
All right.
within range. Oh, yeah. I would probably
So-
just center it on myself because
Center
I
on
don't know
yourself?
where he is specifically.
Okay, so you clap your hands together, and a huge puff of dancing lights explodes out from around you, and covers. What does it
He
say,
does
20,
get
20-foot
he
radius.
does get a 20-foot radius around him. He does get a dexterity saving throw, and the DC would be 15, I think.
I can tell you, it doesn't matter because you look around, and you don't see a figure.
13.
da-da-da.
Not
So it'd
good
be
enough.
right around about here. Okay, it's a cube, so actually it'd be. That would be the space that's in Fairy Fire. You look around and you see no outlines. Now, Tarin, actually, you hear from above you. You look up, and you see on one of the mastheads. You hear a creak and look up, and you see the man sort of standing on one of the masts, looking down at all of you. It doesn't matter how hard you try, he shouts down. You're going to go there whether you want to or not. And as he's saying this, the boat has now started traveling, has started to turn down one of the rivers in the... Based on the position of the sun, you would say in the southern direction.
Deimos is gonna look to his compatriots. Right. Who's up for a swim?
Now, as you
Kledash.
say this, hold on 1 second. Oops, if I could spell correctly, Jesus. Can I have everybody make blah blah blah? I want to say charisma.
Blub, blub,
Let's
blub
double
checks,
check.
yes.
Sorry, 1 second. Everybody make a wisdom saving throw for me, please. And now that is going to be
10, for fuck's sake. +5 and I got
Cl-
10.
Kledash.
Because +1 I get 7, 18.
Kledash with disadvantage, please.
Oh,
Not, I mean, doesn't matter anyway, but... So let's see, that was... Where does that start? That starts at... Calder, you got a 15. Deimos got an 18. Tarin... 10 would have failed anyway, so I wouldn't make you roll again. 5 definitely fails. In this case, it would have been a... Yeah, it doesn't matter, you had disadvantage. And Kledash got a 10. So everybody except Deimos. Everybody except Deimos. Again, Deimos. You instantly, you freeze in place. And at this case, I'm going to have... just 1 minute. For this, I'm now going to have everybody roll initiative again for me, please.
Back in the combat, guys.
Congratulations.
It's D20 plus Dex, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I forgot my
Bearing in
text.
mind that you are all A, paralyzed, and B, surprised at the moment. So this round, you will not get an attack.
Disadvantage. Or
No
doesn't
disadvantage.
matter,
Just roll initiative standard.
what the hell is up with our
but-
initiative? 8,
but
9,
this round you won't.
5.
All right. So, who? I'm not looking at the screen right now. I'm looking at my paper. So who rolled the highest initiative, please?
Calder.
Calder.
You rolled a.
9.
You rolled a 9. Okay. Tarin. Who's the next in line?
Oh no. Tarin rolled an 11. 12,
Rolled an
sorry.
11. A 12. Okay. And then Calder, and then who's next?
I think I've got it, or Deimos has got it with an 8.
Okay. And Kledash?
Yeah, Kledash has an 11. So.
Yeah, Kledash has
You
an
have
11.
Oh,
Okay.
he is, okay.
So yeah, Tarin and Calder both have 12s. I think Calder gets a priority because he has the +3 rather than the +1.
It's when it comes to the straight numbers, you choose who goes first. But it doesn't matter because all of you except Calder,
both.
or all of you except
Deimos.
Deimos are paralyzed. So
So he goes last, so.
correct.
Yay!
Let me see. The end of each of its turns. Okay. Alright. So. And now he leaps down. Barely, but manages to leap down from the masthead. It's only about 15 feet up. He leaps down and lands back on the deck of the boat. And he sees... he sees Deimos still walking, still moving. Uses the rest of his movement to get up to you, and he attacks. So, what's your AC? It would be 13. That's right.
13.
So
It's
that
13.
hits. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Okay, and he reaches over and takes both fists and slams down on the top of your head and hits you, and your head spins for a moment and you kind of shake your head and look at him, and he attacks you again, and he goes in for another slap, just like he did on the side of the boat. He goes in with an open hand smack on the side of the head. And this one you actually managed to duck straight down out of the way. Okay? It is now going to go to Tarin. Tarin, you are paralyzed. Make a wisdom...
He's having computer problems right now.
Oh. Okay.
He's paralyzed anyway, so.
Well, so he's paralyzed. I was going to say, just when you're available next, make a wisdom saving throw.
He's left the call, so we can't hear you.
Oh, well, shit. When he's available next. Now we're moving on to Kledash. You are paralyzed. You are unable to make any action, make any moves. Make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Alright.
Oh,
Alright, 6, unfortunately.
6.
Okay, so Tarin does not, so unfortunately. Unfortunately, neither of you make your save, so neither of you make your save, so he, unfortunately, you are still paralyzed. Moving on to Tarin. Sorry, Kledash, what am I saying? Kledash, again, you are also paralyzed. So go ahead and
what's
make
the roll?
a wisdom
Yeah.
saving throw.
Oh,
Sweet.
I already made it for 6, unfortunately.
Ooh. Very good. Very good.
Okay.
is that enough?
Yeah. Yes, so
I'm not
Kledash-
sure. Is that going to be enough?
Hang on. So Kledash failed. Yes, so Calder, you feel these arcane bindings holding you in place, and as you sort of make an angry face and an angry noise and just and you break off of the bonds. Okay, but that is your turn. That's the end of the turn.
Okay. That's... Yeah, fair enough.
So Deimos, you are up.
Locked in melee.
You're not necessarily locked, but you are in melee range,
I am in melee range.
and you're not paralyzed. So
I thought he was on a... He was on a mast, but he jumped down. I wasn't paying
He jumped down.
attention.
He jumped down.
Jumped down at the start of his turn. He took half
That
his
was-
movement to jump down.
I mean, that was a stupid move on his part. He was safe where he was.
He's trying to subdue us.
Good for him.
I can take a move within his melee range, and staying with him without provoking opportunity of attack, right?
Correct. It's only when you leave his threatened
There we go.
zone.
Now I'm back on my everything working all right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, Deimos, you can move as long as you don't leave his threatened space.
Okay, sure. I'm going to move to his right.
Oh. I forgot that. Anyway, sorry. He to his right, so right here.
So it's like towards the edge of the boat. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
technically,
right there.
because you're all in the fairy fire, he would have had advantage on his previous attack, but it's already over, so I'm gonna let that go for now. But he is standing inside the fairy fire, and you can see a dim illumination around him.
Okay. Punch.
Okay. So go ahead and roll an attack with advantage.
+3. This bot hates me. This bots hate us.
Well, so you go to
This
take a
bot
swing.
had mercy on Thursday.
So you go to take a swing at him, and unfortunately, you sort of punch straight over his shoulder, and you hit the bulkhead door behind him. It doesn't hurt. I mean, it does hurt a little bit. You don't take any damage, but it does hurt. Okay. Would you like to continue to
I
move?
swear to God, this bot hates us.
Or are you gonna stay where you are?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. Back up at the top of the round. That's going to be the man again. He is going to take another 2 swings at you. This time he turns and he goes to wind up and make a haymaker at you from one side. And that is a good thing is advantage, because that was a 13. You armor class 13, so that hits. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
I am at -9 health.
Okay, so at this point, because he was hitting you with an unarmed strike, and he's intending to incapacitate, not kill, I'm considering you down at 0 hit points, but stable. So you are incapacitated, you are unconscious, but you are not,
Dead
dying.
or dying?
Correct, you're
Okay.
not dying. You don't have to. You
I'm
don't
just
have to
double
make your
checking.
rolls.
Have I taken any hits this because I want to mark that down right now.
No one has been hit except for me.
Oh,
The only person who's taking damage right now is Deimos.
I feel sorry for Deimos.
All right.
How much
so that's-
damage have you taken, Deimos?
Huh?
Deimos is now down. He's incapacitated.
Shit.
He is dealing non-lethal damage. He's not dying. He's stable, but he is unconscious. And after he does that, he moves to. Actually, no. He moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here next to Tarin. No, I lied. He's gonna move this way. No, I've already done it. Piece has been moved. He's moving there. Okay, next to Tarin. Next up is Tarin. Tarin, you're still paralyzed. Make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Alright, now I actually know my wisdom modifier right.
It's on the
two.
screen.
It's on the screen. Yeah, it's 2.
So that's an 8.
A failure.
These dice hate us. These
Unfortunately-
dice hate us.
If you would like to use another roller, I'm all for it. Just let me know what it is, because I know certain ones are not weighted correctly. So unfortunately, that does not make the save. You struggle against it, and you see him approach you, but unfortunately, you just can't muscle your way out of this one. Okay. Next up is Kledash.
No, it's Calder.
In order of initiative, Tarin has 12, Deimos, Kledash has 11.
Calder also has 12.
You rolled a 9 on the die, plus your. Okay, sorry.
I have +3. Yes.
I thought you meant you got 9 total. Okay.
No,
mistake.
I never
You
said.
would've-
I never said the word 9 at all. I have to say. I have the exact same thing as Tarin, which is why we asked. I have the exact same thing as him. What does that mean? And then you said you choose, and we never chose. You just decided I have a 9. So thanks.
No. I don't know.
So I'm going to go now. And I'm going to make him make a dexterity saving throw, because I'm doing my guiding bolt. Guiding bolt? Holy bolt. One of the things. What's it fucking called?
Guiding bolt. Your level 1
Sacred
spell?
Flame!
Oh, Sacred Flame. Okay. So
Don't know why I get
it's
those two mixed up. One of those is a spell, one of those is a cantrip.
what's your-
He's going to make a dexterity saving throw against save 13.
13.
He's probably going to make it.
He
I'm
makes the
just
save.
saying for the
Of course he does!
DM, I am using the Wizards of the Coast dice roller on their.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That one's fine. Yes, unfortunately, he does make the save. You point at him and point down at the floor as you feel this radiant energy filling your hand. And as you point down, 3 flames appear in the air and slam down into the ground next to him, but he managed to dodge out of the way of all 3. Yeah, gains no benefit from cover, so that's all that means. Okay, would you like to move?
Where am I? I am...
You are currently
I don't
right
see any
here.
reason to
Let
move,
me-
to be
let
honest.
me
I can just...
turn.
I can keep saving... I can keep throwing bolts at him from there, so it's fine with me.
Okay, you'll stay where you are. All right, then we're looking at Kledash. You're up. Who I don't believe.
Alright,
Oh, you
I
are
will-
paralyzed. You are still paralyzed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this turn you can make your Wisdom saving throw to pull out, and that 19. Okay, so you
Oh, shit,
again.
the guy who's on... Oh, whatever.
So you feel this sort of almost a calmness inside you as you still your mind, and you just feel as you concentrate, you feel this the arcane grasp on you fade away. Okay, so you're no longer paralyzed. That is however your turn, because that was at the end of your turn.
Yep.
Top of the round, back to the guy. Now he will. Because of the nature of the spell, he does know the fact that both of you are no longer paralyzed, or were not paralyzed in the first place, I should say. So he will actually. No, he'll. No, actually, he's good. He will go 5, 15 to right here on Kledash. And he will make an attack with advantage because you're standing in the fairy fire. And that hits. He rolled a 14, you have a 13. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And his first attack, he actually takes a fist and slams it into your left side, and he winds up with his right hand and goes for a second strike. That is a 19. So he, with his second hand, again slams into your other side, and you take another 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
I probably should have.
Okay, so I only have 8 hit points.
Okay, so with his first attack, he actually
I'm
he hits
already
you
down.
he hits you in the side, and you feel the breath escape from you as you crumple down to the floor. Now he is attempting to incapacitate. He is not attempting to kill. So you are stable. You do not have to make death saving throws.
Okay.
Okay, so you are down. And he turns toward Calder, and he just stares. Doesn't make any other motion, doesn't say anything else, but just stares with this blank expression. Actually, Calder, make a perception check for me, please.
Calder? Yes.
Make a perception check for me, please.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Wait,
got
is he
his
looking-
name
wait,
right this time.
Is he looking at Tarin or Calder?
Looking at Calder. Tarin
Looking at
is
Calder.
facing away. He was actually facing that direction. Tarin's facing away.
No,
and he-
oh, no, it's a 4. Okay,
and
I was
he's
going to say it's a
paralyzed.
natural 1.
So 9.
9.
Okay. You don't notice anything in particular, unfortunately.
Woo!
It is now
He
Calder.
gets a glare back, though. That's what I think he's doing.
So it is. Oops. So Tarin. So Tarin and Calder move simultaneously, which I will say because of the paralysis, Calder goes first.
I mean, we've been doing Tarin goes first, so Tarin can keep going first with me. It's not gonna make that much difference.
All right. Well, this turn he would just be making his saving throw, his wisdom saving throw.
The paralysis saving throw, and I will do that now. 13.
Unfortunately, again, you feel the binding around you. You actually feel it start to tighten slightly around you. No effect on the DC, just for flavor.
All right.
And now it is Calder's turn.
Sweet. Guiding bolt again. He has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Yep. That is a 5. That's a 9, but no, he does not make it. Your DC is what?
Sweet.
I think
He
12?
gets 13.
13. Yeah. So he takes 1d8, I believe.
Let me just double check because I didn't think this would go through. It is
So
1d8 radiant damage.
damage. And
So you got lucky.
so you.
All right.
You rolled a. I'm sorry. What did you roll? You.
I didn't.
Oh no, you didn't. You
Well,
don't have to roll
5.
because it's a cantrip. How does that work?
I don't have to roll to hit. No, it's not. I don't have to roll to hit because it's just
it's just an instant hit. Yeah.
it's an instant
the
hit. He
dexterity.
takes some damage.
Yeah, it's the dexterity saving throw. Concentration.
And he does 5. And it does 5 whole damage.
Oh, you did 5 damage. Okay.
5 whole damage. Yay.
So
It's
now-
better than what we've been doing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that's back to the top of the round. It is the man again. The man will step over the incapacitated body. Right to actually he'll go to here. Next to you. And he glares down at you, and he goes to strike you on the side of the head. Unlike Deimos, his fist is now closed, and he's looking to hit you on the side of the head with advantage because you are in the fairy fire. That is a 17. That hits. 8 damage. 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And roll to maintain concentration on your fairy fire.
I'm not maintaining concentration on my fairy fire.
Oh, you're just choosing to drop it. Okay. So
I didn't realize it was concentration. If I'm being brutally honest.
So fairy fire is a concentration spell up to 1 minute. It actually would have worn off this round anyway, so it doesn't matter. So never mind.
So how much damage do I take? 8.
8 points of bludgeoning damage for the first strike.
Woo! I'm on 1.
And he, luckily for you, with his second strike, he goes for a slap on the other side of the head, and he only meets air.
Woo!
Alright, so I'm going to wipe off that side, just assume fairy fire is now dropped. Because it would have ended
All
this
right.
round
So
anyway.
now it's my saving throw.
So now, yep,
15. Is that good enough?
it is not, unfortunately.
Come on. What kind of magic is this dude doing?
It's like a DC 16 or something.
It's almost like it's a high-level spell or something.
Ah shit! I forgot about this. I'm gonna use my. Sorry, can I retroactively use a thing? I forgot I can have my thing because I have a thing.
What thing?
I have warding flare. When someone's attacking me as a reaction, I can basically make him. I can
That's
make him
right.
impose disadvantage on
You
it.
can impose disadvantage, right? The first strike would have.
Sorry.
The first strike would have
I'll
hit regardless, but the second. I roll this.
I'll let
roll
the
the
first
17 and
strike go
15.
through.
So he rolled a 17 and
I'll
15,
let the first
so
strike
he
go
would have hit
through because it hit
regardless.
me.
But the second strike, it also didn't matter because he didn't roll high enough even with advantage. But yes, good to know. I will consider you not have used it.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have
Yeah,
changed.
that was my own. That was
wouldn't have
entirely
affected
my
the
fault.
outcome,
For being
so.
dumbass.
Okay, so unfortunately you remain paralyzed. Mark off another round there. It is now Calder's turn.
Who started this fight with the guard again?
I think technically I did.
Yeah, who? I think it was Deimos.
Yeah, Deimos was
tried to grab him and
over.
throw him off the boat.
I made
Deimos
the vote
tried to grab him and throw-
first.
Deimos tried to push him off the boat.
So Deimos is about to have luckily not a TPK because he's not trying to go for
Say again. Sorry.
I'm just thinking we're lucky since he doesn't seem to be going for fatal. Because if he was, we'd all be dead.
So,
I'm considering this all your
Calder.
fault, Deimos.
Calder, your move.
Yes?
What are you doing?
Oh, it's my turn. Oh, sorry,
Yes.
I forget it's my turn first. I disengage and heal myself up using Healing Word because I only
Okay.
have Healing Word,
So-
which is my other thing.
You can do.
Healing Word is...
You can do one or the other. You can either disengage or you can healing word. You can't do both.
Oh, it's
Because
disengage!
those are each. Disengage is considered an action. Yeah.
I was not aware that disengage was considered an action. My
You
apologies.
can move away and take a, attack of opportunity if you would like.
But I have 1 HP,
Um,
so I'm going to
but-
disengage.
So you're going to disengage and just step back as far as you can.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to step all the way back to the 5. So 5, 15. Yeah, you can make it to the back of the boat. You're in the back corner of the boat here. Okay. He goes
Yeah.
to swing at you, but because you're actively disengaging, you just take an extra long step for the first one, and it right across the front of your face, but doesn't actually connect. Okay.
I do a triple backflip. And then dab at the end of it. Dab on the head, no.
Roll a performance
I
check.
was joking. I was joking.
All right.
Not actually doing that.
Top
Because
of the
Jesus
round.
Christ, that would be stupid.
Top of the round, it's back to the guy. So now he's actually going to. He looks at you and he sees the state that you're in. You have a little bit of blood trickling down the side of your mouth because he hit you so hard
I'm
on
on
the
1
side.
hit point, so he probably broke my nose or something stupid like that.
Well, he hit you in the side, so something would have ruptured inside. Not enough to kill you, but like you've definitely got a bruised rib or something. It friggin' hurts.
I'm bleeding internally, but that's okay. But that's because where the blood is supposed to be, so it's fine.
Exactly. So he steps over Kledash again. Steps here and steps here. And because you're paralyzed, he makes a strike against you with advantage. Makes a strike against Tarin with advantage.
Yay!
And that connects. You take 5 points of damage. A bludgeoning
Oh,
damage.
thank Lord! I'm not dead.
And he winds up and takes his second strike, which does connect. That's an 18. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
I am now in the negatives.
Okay.
I was
so-
at 3.
Okay, so because he's aiming to incapacitate, not to kill, you are down, but you're not dead. So you don't have to make death saving throws. You are considered to be stable. Okay, you are at 0 hit
Okay.
points, but you're considered to be stable. Okay?
So I'm just knocked out.
And, yep, exactly. And he turns back and looks at Calder. And again, with this blank expression. Calder, make a perception check for me, please.
$22.
You do notice as this fight has been dragging on, certain finer features about this person have started to slowly fade. You see wrinkles starting to fade away. There was a scar on one side of his face that is no longer there, and you do notice that one of his eyebrows appears to have changed color.
Interesting.
And it is now your turn.
Right. Healing Word on myself,
Okay.
which
Healing
is 1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier. That would be...
Do you have healing word prepared? Oh yes,
Yes.
you do. What am I saying? Because that was the distance. Yeah.
It was a choice between Healing Word or the other one. I didn't think I'd have all my equipment taken away from me. Okay, so that is 1d4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. That is be Wisdom, so it's +3.
+3. Yep. 1d4 +3. So you heal 7 points of damage.
Woo!
So you're
I
back
am
up at
on 8.
All right. So he sees you. You touch. You speak words. You speak holy words of which god? Which is your god? I don't have it written down here.
One of them.
One of the. Okay, we have.
I thought it was like Palor.
But we're.
We do have it defined. I forgot. I didn't write it down myself.
Palor is the other campaign. The other group.
Oh.
So you speak words from your god, and you just feel this holy radiant energy fill your chest as some of your ribs they still ache a little, and it'll probably hurt in the morning, but the actual physical damage is reduced. Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna stay where you are? You're gonna move.
I don't see any advantage of me moving anywhere, so I'm not gonna.
Okay, you stay where you are. Back to the top of the round. 5, 15, 20, 30. He moves to here. And ends his turn.
Good for him. Out of curiosity, how big is a 15-foot cone in this case situation? More specifically, would it hit any of my allies?
What's the distance?
15-foot cone.
15 foot
I can't
diameter?
do that because I don't have any spell. I don't have any spell
I
slots
was gonna
left.
say, you were gonna do Burning Hands.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to do that. 15 for reference.
God, I had.
15-foot cone would end right here, so you wouldn't hit anybody. But unfortunately,
Yeah, that's fine.
if you're out of spell
God,
slots,
I only
you
had 2
wouldn't be able
spell
to do it.
slots. Yeah. It's fine. I just use Sacred Flame
Sacred
again.
Flame again? Okay. DC is 13.
Yeah. DC 13. He's probably gonna get hit by it. Not get hit by it. Sorry.
He rolled a 12. Roll a d8.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 1.
Oh, the luck! Oh, the luck! Oh, all of the luck.
That's the wrong chat.
Yeah, a little bit.
5
Okay.
damage.
So
Whoop whoop.
He takes 5 points of damage. And so as you once again, same motion as you make your hand into a fist and raise it up, you see those 3 glowing orbs of radiant energy, and as you bring it down, 2 of them strike him in the side of the face, on either side of the face.
It's not magic missile.
It can be whatever I want it to be.
It's however I want it to be, bitch, and it's divine light from the sky. Well, divine light descends on a creature that you can see.
Flame-like radiance. So it's these radiant, and this radiant energy, and as he's bathed with this radiant energy, you can see. You're close enough. You don't have to make a check. You can now see actually the eyebrow that changed color has now disappeared entirely off of his face, and you can see that his nose is starting to depress inward slightly. It's not gone, but it's flattening. And he looks at. He growls at you in a way that you haven't heard many humans or any other creature make. Any other intelligent creature make. Okay?
Yay!
So he steps forward, and he is going to attempt to grapple. So make an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
I will be acrobatics because I have dexterity modifier.
There you
So, 1d20 plus dexterity, which is 3. 15!
go. 15. He rolled a 16. So he reaches out and grabs onto you. He grabs just under your arms, right at your rib cage, and he just squeezes as hard as he can. And he goes, and that will actually be his attack because he can't do that. And that will be, oh no, he can do this though. And he will start to drag you 1, 2 spaces back. And he'll drag you there. Still grappled, but he's dragged you away from the edge of the boat. And he just growls into your face.
Good for him!
Okay, so you're up.
Sacred Flame? I don't really have turn undead yet, so or anything else.
Yeah, you can go ahead and Sacred Flame him. He will. He rolled a 2. Roll a d8.
Jesus Christ, this guy's got really shit dexterity.
He got a 6. He has +4 in his dexterity, but he rolled a 2
6
on the die.
damage!
He rolled a
How
2 on
much?
the die, so so 6 damage. So he's okay. As the fire comes down, you actually the holy fire comes down from the sky and it bathes both of you actually because he's holding onto you, but it doesn't affect you at all. And it actually
That's how it works.
You feel slightly energized. No mechanical effect, but just for flavor. and he is actively burning. You now see that one of his eyes has changed color, not the same side as his eyebrow, and a portion of his shoulder has actually started to sizzle. The clothing on his shoulder has started to sizzle. All right, this is going to be his turn. And as he feels the holy fire come from above, he growls at you and he slams his head forward into you.
This is when I'd be using my warding flare.
That is a... Okay. See...
I can use it a number of times equal to my wisdom modifier, so I can use it like 3 times.
Okay, so warding flare. As he leans in for the headbutt, you just shout the name of your god, whatever it is. Try
something. Tritheron.
Tritherion?
Tritherion.
You shout Tritherion, like Shazam, and poof, and a flash of light just emanates from your eyes suddenly, and he just flinches. He flinches back, abandoning the attack entirely.
It causes him to cause disadvantage rather than anything else. He can attacking me.
That's what I meant. So he went to attack you, and because of the disadvantage, he failed the attack.
Sweet.
But he shakes his head and he stares at you, and he goes in to slam again. That is a 15, so that hits. You don't get 2 reactions on the same turn, unfortunately. That is, he deals 6 points of bludgeoning damage. As he contacts with your skull, you see the spots sort of appearing in your eyes, and you're slightly dazed, but you shake your head and you look up at him. A little bit, you feel a little trickle of blood starting to come down from the point where your foreheads collided.
How much damage was that, sorry?
You took 6 points of damage. 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
2 hit points left, yay!
Alright, it's your turn.
All I have left is...
Sorry for everyone who's dead. I didn't mean for this last hour to be just you guys lying on the ground.
It's...
So Calder...
my intention was to shake the boat and make his foot unsteady so that he would fall over naturally. Someone else decided to take advantage of that and push him off the boat. Both of us failed, and now we're in combat, and none of us want to back down. So I'm going to do Radiant Flare, Sacred Flame, because I've got not much else. I don't really feel like being knocked unconscious. Yes, I don't actually have anything else. I have Sacred Flame or Punch.
Oh wait, can't I try and wake up from being knocked out?
When you have reached 0 hit points, you're considered stable, but you're not awake unless you're acted upon by a healing spell. You're still unconscious.
Yeah, and I used my healing spell on myself because I was dying.
Yeah, because you're in the middle of getting punched to death.
So
I'm not in the middle of punch to death. He's punching me, and I'm burning him with Sacred Light.
Go ahead and roll your d8. He rolled 11.
What the hell is this guy doing?
This seems like a pretty moment, but
8 damage.
He takes 8
Oh,
damage.
nice. Roll
Congratulations.
max damage.
So
Very nice. Roll max damage.
All right. So once again, in your last sort of ditch effort, all you can do is just keep slamming this guy with as much holy energy as you can, and this time it actually comes outward from your chest and just goes directly into his chest. And you could see the clothing on his chest is now sizzling, almost as if like flesh, not like burning clothing, but like flesh sizzling. And he sort of reels back and just.
I wonder how the gods feel about this. Just having some. Just.
I'm sure Tritherion's fine with it.
Wait, which god was Tritherion again? I gotta search this.
Now he stares down with you. Now, before he had this sort of blank expression, now he is looking down with you with malevolence. And he's very, very upset with you. And he says, "I'm sorry." Goes in for a third headbutt.
He has a disadvantage because I'm using my Warden Flare thing again. I've got 2 more uses of that. So.
Okay. So as he reels back, you go and you speak a word of divine influence, and a flare appears between you two. Unfortunately, there's not quite enough to stop him, and he pushes through it and still connects with your forehead. With your nose this time, actually.
Okay, that's enough to take me out then, because I'm only on 2, so...
Okay, so he hits
If
you.
he has a modifier, I'm down.
It doesn't matter because he rolled a 4 anyway, so even without the modifier. So he hits you, and you just see,
Yeah.
you feel your consciousness start to fade away, and you feel yourself drift slowly
I
off.
just...
And
Last word.
As he's...
Bastard.
So you whisper, bastard, and your eyes roll back into your head. And he is holding
And I fall
onto you, and as
unconscious.
you collapse, you can feel him lower you down to the deck so as not to injure you further. Okay? So each of you is off in dreamland, and you each have some rather interesting dreams, actually. Can I have each of you make wisdom saving throws, please?
Alrighty.
Why is it always wisdom?
2. I rolled
25!
I rolled a 1.
18.
Okay.
No. Calder rolled a 20.
I got a 12.
Okay. So who rolled the 18?
Flash.
Kledash.
Kledash. Okay. So everybody except Kledash.
I rolled a 25, bitch!
I
You
rolled
did?
a 1.
Oh,
Or
my mistake.
I rolled a 2, rather.
So.
Or Deimos rolled a 2.
Oh, I must have just not heard you if other people were speaking. So Calder and Kledash. So Calder and Kledash. Everyone except Calder and Kledash. As you're in your unconscious state, you feel. You start to have these very strange dreams. You see flashes and images of things that you've never seen before, of places you've never been. Tarin in particular, you actually see a face materialize in front of you during one of your more lucid moments, and the face it's gaunt. It's actually, the skin is gray, and the eyes are sunk back into the skull, and you see this flat nose and a mouth that's not even there.
Would my character, like, remember this once he got out of the dream? Like, would this be remember?
As you're wondering this, you slowly shake your head and you blink your eyes, and you notice you're not dreaming anymore. Standing above you is a 7-foot tall gray humanoid with no mouth, flat nose and eyes, black eyes sunk into the back of his skull. And as you come fully to consciousness, he steps back suddenly with surprise and transforms before you back into the form you saw back on the deck.
I have one quick question.
You are on
Does
a
this
bed.
count as a long rest? Have to ask the question. I'm a player.
I will consider this as being a long rest. Each of you wakes.
Yes.
Some of you did have nightmares. You are somewhat disturbed, but your body feels physically rested. Your wounds have been tended to. You notice those of you that did actually take physical scratches and bruises, they have been tended to. You have been damaged. You have been bandaged, rather. So Kledash. So each of you then wakes up, and you each come to consciousness in your own time to find yourselves on a bed. You're each on your own bed. You look up, and you're each there's a cage around you, but there's no door. It's just an open space. It looks like it might have been some kind of brig at one point, but the doors have been removed, so you are able to go out from them freely. Okay, I'm not going to draw out the whole structure of the boat, but for reference. Okay, we are actually bumping up right up against the edge of our time, but just to finish this encounter, you see that there are actually 6 cells, 2 of which are unoccupied. This way. And this way. 2 of which are unoccupied. And he looks around to each of you and notices that you're rousing. Some of you are not quite fully awake, but you have started to rouse.
I'm gonna roleplay as rousing last because I was knocked out last, and also fought the bloodiest and hardest.
Wait,
enough.
what negative hit points, or what hit points did you get down to, ultimately?
It was
Uh,
stun damage, so
Yeah,
it doesn't
wouldn't have-
matter.
It wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, non-lethal damage doesn't bring you below 0.
No, okay.
So,
Sure.
as you rouse this figure now, you see him. So Kledash is the only one that sees this. Everybody else, you're too kind of groggy to really take notice of this. And he looks around at all of you, and there are, like I said, it's bars, it's cages, but the doors have been removed, so you can see freely. You are below decks. There's a wood floor above you. You can see that there's a set of stairs right here leading upward. Again, one of the doors has been opened, so there's sunlight streaming down from above, and there's enough light below decks for you to see. The man looks around, and now in a different voice than you heard before, I don't want to hurt any of you. I just want you to go where you're supposed to. Understand?
How many of us are awake at this point?
At this point, because of the way we're flavoring it, it would be everyone except Calder.
Everyone except Calder? Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it like
Alright.
another
And Calder
20.
is like...
I'll give it another 15-20 seconds.
Yeah, and he's
in-game.
like in the process of... Other way. He's in the process of waking up. He's not fully conscious yet.
Kledash crawls to the corner of his cell and just goes, "Oh hell no!"
So you are on a bed.
So
Well,
my
close up against
character
the wall.
my character is
So you-
awake.
You're back
Currently.
up against the wall on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all fully healed?
You are all
Or
fully
no?
We
healed.
count as a long rest, so
Okay.
Yes, you
Full
are
heal and everyone's awake except for Calder.
Calder.
Yeah.
Correct. Everyone,
So-
everyone is fully
it
healed.
means we get our spell slots back.
Correct.
Yeah.
That
Yes,
means you get your spell
I
slots
have
back.
magic.
So, once again, without your material components, but yes. So as you all rouse, I'm gonna stand you up. You don't have to get out of your bed or even become standing, but I'm gonna stand you up as you become awake. We are reaching the end of the session, so this will be the last sort of half scene.
Sure.
Okay. So Kledash just scooches back up against the bed and goes, "Oh hell no!" As this figure looks around at you with concern. There's a look of concern on his face. He doesn't look angry. He doesn't look like he wants to hurt you, but there is a genuine look of concern on his face. You do note that the metal cap he was wearing before he's no longer wearing it.
I asked everyone awake. Does anyone know anything about a gray, mouthless face?
And as you're saying this, he goes, "I'm right here."
I
I mean, you can continue to ask. It doesn't.
Yeah, I continue, and I'm just like, I've never seen that.
And now, at this point, Calder would have roused, and he actually looks at you, and he there's almost a look
I
of
say,
pity.
what the fuck? What the fuck's good?
There's almost a look
Right.
of pity on his face. He says, "Your kind, you don't understand beings like me." And as he's saying this, he actually is slowly shifting in appearance, and you see black spines. So actually, you see black spines start to sort of make their way across. They start from his nose and they make his way across his face. Our kind, we do what we need to do to survive. And as he's speaking, his voice starts getting gravelly and lowers in tone, and he actually, as he finishes transforming, there before you stands your brother, the one you are in jail for.
Who are you talking to?
Kledash, I'm speaking to
Your
Kledash.
brother.
I was about to go like, whoa, did I just get a bomb drop on me by the DM that I honestly wasn't did I just have a bomb drop?
No, I'm not gonna drop a story bomb on you without consulting you first. Don't worry. But yes, Kledash standing in front of Kledash is his brother, the one who is responsible for him being there.
Kledash relaxes and just kind of looks him up and down because, of course, he remembers fighting this guy, and he's just like, Brodish? Which is his name.
The being shakes his head. I don't respond by that name. Same voice. His voice is now returning. You can see the scale start to sort of fade away. I don't respond to that. But I know why you are all here. And he looks around to each of you. And each of you is responsible. And by the laws of this land, you hear a bell actually start to ring outside the boat. Which
Excuse me, good sir. I think you'll find that I committed no crime.
He turns around and looks at. This is I'm sorry, Calder.
Calder, yes.
Yeah,
I don't believe I think according to our backstory, I never committed a crime.
Right. So he turns and he looks at you. Let me just double check how this works. Okay, yeah, there's no save against it. So he looks at you, and as he's looking at you, his eyes sort of seem to fade into the background. They don't actually disappear, but they become harder and harder to focus on, and you can see images flashing through your head. You see the forest, you see a cave, and you see a group of people sitting in that cave, and you sort of ushering them in out of the rain. And he closes his eyes, and the images fade. I'm sure that's how you see things. I'm not here to judge. And as this conversation is happening, the bell is getting louder and louder. And from outside the boat, you hear, "Hoy! Hold up!" And he looks at you, and he looks Calder up and down once again and says, "My apologies, I must go." And he crosses his arms in front of you and vanishes from sight.
I shout, "Bastard!"
Can I make another check?
I'm saying that a lot.
You hear a chuckle from up above deck. Yes, what are you checking for?
Oh, you said he chuckled above deck. I assume that's what you mean. I was just gonna check to see if I could see him again because he did the whole
check?
Teleport thing.
Oh, perception check? Yeah, no, you can hear him chuckle above deck. It's not a very thick deck. And there are actually gaps in the wood above deck. Not enough to fall through.
Just need to make sure before I Need to make sure.
Now, unlike when you had departed, you do feel the boat actually come to a stop. It rocks to a stop, and each of you sort of shift forward slightly. Not enough to injure yourselves, but it is very sudden. Like the boat hit something, or the boat was stopped by something. And you hear multiple footsteps above deck.
As I hear these, I just kind of
And with that,
I was just gonna say my character. Oh.
Sorry, do what you would like to do.
I was just gonna say that my character Mars. What we need to do to survive. What does he mean by that? Just kind of pondering over what the gray figure told us.
Okay. So with that, as you are apparently making port or being boarded, we are going to have to end for the night because it is 9 o'clock and I need to sleep. So.
I thought we were ending at 2:30, but it's 2 o'clock now. Okay.
Well, time zones. So thank you everybody for coming. Thanks to the.
You're saying you need to sleep. It's 2 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything in the morning?
No. Well, I do actually, but that's not the point.
Anyway, so I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody. I can't seem to find where my watcher count is right now, but it doesn't matter. Thanks everybody for watching. Who is watching? Thank you guys absolutely for participating. this went in a direction I wasn't expecting. So
Yeah, you didn't expect us to go trying to murder.
you could probably tell based on how much I had to look stuff up at the start of combat. I wasn't prepared for you guys to do that. So, but yes. So thank you guys absolutely, and I will end the stream in just a little bit, and I will let you know about next steps. So those of you watching, we are here every other Monday. So our next session is going to be on the 7th. If you would like to watch my other campaign set in the same universe, that will be on the 4th. So
I believe the other guys did the exact same starting stats as we did, so it'll be interesting to see how far they managed to progress. We didn't even get off that fucking boat.
so the other group,
Yeah,
the
we
other
just
group,
kind of punched.
the other group is at 7 p.m. Eastern. This group we begin at 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching. Thank you guys for coming, and I will see you next time.